New York, ESPN New York YouTube channel. All you can do is laugh. That's really all you can do, right? Because I think it's, if you always say it, same thing that makes you laugh makes you cry. And right now, if we weren't laughing, we'd be crying.
What was the Mets? Was the, what do we call it? Pee Wee Gate? Pee Wee League Gate? You know,
yeah, Little League Gate.
Yeah, Little Gate. Is that worse than the butt fumble? Like, is this ever?
I'm sorry. I know you're trying, and I want to help you here. We're not there yet.
You know what's funny when the butt fumble happened?
You got to remember about the butt fumble, too. That was in primetime national television on a holiday. So everybody really took that in.
The crazy part is I didn't even know it happened. He fumbled.
Oh, I can't imagine how you would know. Like, you probably have the worst seat in the house in a lot of ways.
Yeah, it's like, he fumbled. What happened? Oh, defense. That's it. That's all you hear. Defense.
Yeah.
Like, what happened? Oh, he fumbled.
Yeah. Nobody knew how it went down until later on.
4 hours later. Like, oh, my God.
800-919-3776, 800-919-ESPN, and on the ESPN New York YouTube channel, where we want to get your comments in, everything that you have to say. You have an opportunity to say what you want to say right there, and we will, if it's good, read what you have to say.
Have Met fans become exhausted yet?
Met fans have been exhausted for the last 25 years.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, are they exhausted to the point where, like, they've already checked out, and they're like, listen, the Knicks won, I'm good?
I don't think they've checked out yet because we still haven't hit the All-Star break.
But they can't still believe.
I don't think they've given up yet because they've seen it where, at the very least, they can make it interesting. I don't think they've given up, but I think last night in particular for me, and I can't tell you how excited and I'm not joking when I say this, how much I have been looking forward to talking with you about this particular topic, because you have an insight into this kind of thing that not many people do. I watched the play in the first inning, okay? Soto plays the ball as horribly as you can play it.
Not known for his defense.
Turns around, runs after it. He's not sprinting, but it's clearly the outfielder, Ewing's going to get there to back him up on the play. And then Ewing goes over and tries to pick the ball up with his glove. And
now you have to tell me.
Hilarity ensues.
You have to tell me, right? I ever tell you the story why I didn't play baseball, right? I didn't play baseball.
It was about somebody getting hurt or getting hit?
Yeah. So you heard the story. My dad loved baseball. That's his passion. So he wanted me to play baseball. Of course, I'm playing all the other sports. I said, okay, Dad, I'll play baseball. I go out to baseball, and I see my friend walking down the street. And he's like a baseball, like, little prodigy. And we talking, and he opened his mouth and said, oh, my God, what happened to your – you know what I'm saying? He got hit by a pitch in his mouth. Broke his top teeth in half, broke his bottom teeth in half. This dude now has a wire on his top teeth and both teeth, but he got like little dolphin teeth now. I said, you know what, Dad? Yeah, I ain't going to be able to do it.
Yeah.
Because
that would drive me away.
In football, cool. Break my finger, break my leg.
You know you're
hurt my back.
Pain, too.
But I have a mouthpiece in my face. What I love the most
is covered.
It's covered.
Right.
So football may be a tough sport, but I can still be vain.
But they're looking out for the moneymaker.
Yes, the moneymaker is good. You're trying to look out for the brain. You covering the face. You got the mouthpiece. Worst case scenario, I get that dumb thing that all athletes have, that bump on the nose from the face mask falling down and hitting you on the face. And I might get a brown forehead because I get a little extra hyperpigmentation. With that being said, I didn't play baseball. So I don't know how big of a cardinal rule it is or isn't to attempt to pick up a ball with your glove.
Well, it's a cardinal rule in that kind of situation. The first thing you should be doing is to try to pick it up with your hand.
Right, so you don't have to transfer it.
And also because you don't have to transfer it, but also because you're just going to have more control over it with your hand in theory, right? But if the ball's rolling away and you're just trying to get at it, maybe that's another thing.
To stop it.
My thing in all of this comes back to Soto. Soto is a maddening player sometimes. And the problem is Soto is not lazy. Soto is not somebody that doesn't want to win. He is not somebody that doesn't want to work hard. He, from everybody I know that knows him and is around him, is a hard worker, is somebody that wants to win, is all of these things. But the way in which Soto plays the game conveys probably an inaccurate portrayal of what he is mentally. And what I mean by that is that Soto can look like he's not trying.
Like Cano.
Exactly.
Great player, just smooth stride, looks like it's effortless, but he's really trying, but it doesn't look that way.
And in so many ways, it's always been kind of effortless for him because he's been so uber talented, so that when you come up and you play a ball that badly and it gets past you and it turns into a nightmare, people are going to look at it and what are they going to say? Oh, keep it in front of you. Oh, you're letting the ball get past you in the outfield. Oh, you don't give a damn. You're getting all your money. All these kinds of things. The problem for me is you need to get on Soto today for this, because this is now a team that has a lot of younger players on it as well as older players. And what I have specifically wanted to get into this about with you is how this then permeates through a clubhouse or a locker room when you have these younger players, and how they can be affected by watching a superstar act the way he does, and you take it as, well, I can be cool too like that. And that's not the message that Soto wants to convey.
Right.
That's not the message anybody wants to convey. But ultimately, because he is that way, isn't Soto the one who's responsible for how he is conveyed as a person and how it's coming across?
Well, it depends on how he's leading, right? During practice, how is he talking to the younger guys, right? How is he explaining to them, this is how you do it? And when I do it, it's not
none of us have any idea about that,
right?
Right?
I'm not lazy. This is how I move, and they know he works hard because they see him practicing. They see him in the batting cage. They see him, how much extra work he puts in, which from all indication, that's who Soto is. You don't get that good in seeing pitches and being able to figure stuff out in real time unless you're that type of maniacal type of dude, right? So I don't want to say Soto isn't that, but it looks a certain way. But his teammates can know something, and he can have a different message, and they can understand something that maybe the public doesn't. With that being said, it doesn't look good. With that being said, we believe that the narratives that is happening, or I believe the narratives that's happening, is Soto misplayed the ball because he was trying too hard, if that makes sense.
It doesn't to me, but please do explain.
Feels like he got caught in between.
Okay, yeah, like maybe he was going to go in and try to catch it.
Right.
Yeah.
He thought he could get up and catch it, and it got down on him faster. He didn't see the ball well, never known for his great.
Plus, you're on turf.
Right, so never knew, he's never known for
being an amazing defensive
defender, right? And so, maybe he was going too much. He got caught in between.
Mm-hmm.
He got caught too far. That's why I bounced past him instead of coming up and just giving up the base hit, saying it's going to be a base hit. I'm going to come up, stop, let it bounce, come up to me. I'm on turf. We don't know what the GMAT is, right? For everybody out there, the GMAT is what we used to come out. We used to always laugh because we had GMAT meters. GMAT meters measures the buoyancy of the turf, right? Because most turf has some type of either cushion or some type of rubber compound in it that makes the ball bounce, right? So when the ball bounces, you kind of know. What we do is we take the ball, we drop it, and we see how much it comes. But now the ball is coming from a long distance, so it has energy. So maybe he misjudged it, so then he got past him that way. And then, the young outfielder, Ewing, he messes up because he compounds a mistake by Soto by making one himself, picking up the ball with his glove, dropping it on the transfer, then kicking it. And, you talk about, in the park home run, and it's just one of those things that when it rains, it pours. Maybe this is something that we don't even care about if the team has been playing so bad.
I think that's a great point because it leads me to this. How it looks right now is maybe more important than what the results are.
Right.
Because how it looks has to convey to younger players. Carson Benj just got here. A.J. Ewing just got here.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit here and tell you I know these guys' mentalities inside and out.
Yeah, we're talking about culture all over again. And I thought last year was what we were talking about when we were talking about improving the culture. And the culture, none of this stuff happens because the culture that we try to portray We thought the locker room, the clubhouse was well and good, and clearly it's not because we're having another year. I mean, it was good to see Lindor hit a home run. Manaea, maybe pitching a little better, so maybe you can trade him, or maybe you can try and come off some contracts. But it's just not coming off the right way. And what is this? We kind of but we kind of discussed off air that this is the fastest they've ever been to 50 losses. So, I mean, you talk about all the Mets baseball that we've seen, the good, the bad, and the ugly, and this is the fastest that you've ever been to 50 losses. And you're trying to ask yourself, where's bottom? Like, where's bottom, right? And you got Lindor back. You got Soto playing at the same time. This is supposed to be like, okay, let's see if we can go on a mini run. And it just ain't working out. And, like, you can put it on Mendoza all you want. It's not a Mendoza thing right now. This is a Mets thing. And listen, this thing can spiral out of control even worse, right? If you don't grab a hold of it, and it almost becomes to the point where you start saying, hey, we need to play for pride.
Yeah.
And we're almost approaching the pride part, right? Not the embarrassing part, not like having an entire 2 months of fans coming to the ballpark with bags on.
Here is Soto on the play itself. I have not heard this yet, and playing the outfield on that kind of turf.
When you have an outfield like that they bounce a lot, you have to be aware because you can give up extra base hits really easy. So I would say just got to be aggressive. That was my mindset. Just be aggressive, come through the ball instead of trying to play it back and maybe bounce over my head. But I actually just stopped.
See, this is not Soto basically saying, not my fault, I don't care. He's taking blame there for what happened.
Well, it's like playing on different surfaces. It's Wimbledon right now. We know the difference between grass, clay, and a regular surface, right? Everything's different. You have to understand. Just like we know playing on natural grass, like you have to scout the surface. That's the thing. We always talk about football players. Oh, what size cleats are you wearing? Are you playing a 1/4 inch? Are you wearing the 3/4? Like which spikes are you wearing? Are you wearing turf shoes? Are you wearing moldeds? These are all part of being a professional. Right, and that's the beauty of sports. What I love is everybody had different stuff, right? So, like, if you're the home team or you played somewhere before, you know what to wear, right? You know where the slick spots are. You know how you have to stop. And it's the same in baseball. Whenever you're dealing with a different surface, the ball reacts differently, and you can tell that he was mindful of this, and it caught him in kind of no man's land, right? But back to the point, when it rains, it pours, and what happens is when you don't know and things happen like this, they get magnified. And it's magnified because if it would just been Soto and Ewing would have picked up the ball, threw it, would have been a double.
Even a triple.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah. Like we're not mentioning this. In the park home run. Now listen, it's been a long time since I've seen somebody run ass cheek to elbows.
Yeah.
But he was hauling ass too.
Oh, dude needed some oxygen afterwards.
He looked like prime time coming around and listen, what does Mater say? Ka-chow.
Yeah.
Right? It was three, it was all lefts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was coming like when we run the L drill, they tell us when we run the L drill for the combine or the workouts that when you come to the turns, you want to take the inside elbow, you want to help you pivot to turn around them corners. You know what I'm saying? So you don't look like that deuce in the quarter, like them old black cinema movies where you see the hubcaps turned off when they turn the quarter in that big ass Cadillac. Man, he was turning that thing like he was in a Porsche. I mean, he was hauling ass. So, I mean, when you make a mistake, somebody else probably would have pulled up at third because when he was hauling ass like that. And Bobuchet, man, why you crying? Like, Bobuchet is crying because he wanted to be back in Toronto. Like, did you see him express it like what it meant?
Yes.
He's like, man, I just came for the money, man. All money ain't good money, man. It's a crazy work,
good,
man.
Then opt out at the end of the year. You know what, though? I'm good. I'll stick around for another year. Here's my point, though. With Soto, younger players, the way the season has gone, this is where his responsibility is going to lie.
Yeah.
I am not going to ask Juan Soto, Bart, to be something he's not. I don't want him to be Brandon Nimmo sprinting to first base. I don't, and Johnny Fake Hustle. I don't want to see any of that. Be yourself, but understand what some of this is going to look like and what your personal effect on younger players is. Because I guarantee you that guys like Ewing and guys like Benj, who the Mets are going to be relying upon to be massive, massive parts of their future, they pay attention to this.
They do.
How does this guy handle himself? It is not that Soto is handling himself bad. It's just that you feel like he needs to be more on his P's and Q's. I'm not going to run this guy out of town. This is an amazing player. Ultimately, if it's going to come down to him and to Lindor, then I think that you can honestly say Lindor is going to be the one that's out. And it's not close.
Yeah.
That's not close.
I mean, older player, one's generational, one's won the title. One's the future. I mean, you gave up the bag for it. Nobody's ever going to trade, I don't think, for Juan Soto with that massive contract.
Yeah.
I mean,
and let's be clear. Like, I don't think Soto wants to be the captain. I don't think Soto wants to be the emotional leader of anybody. I think he wants to play, and I think he wants to lead by example.
Yeah. I think we got to talk about
and that's why this is important.
I think we got to talk about the world's best number twos, because he clearly needs a guy next to him. And Pete Alonso wasn't a bad guy, because Pete Alonso, I felt maybe had an ego, but it didn't show. I think he conceded that, hey, this is the better player. I don't know if Lindor really thinks that Soto's so much of a better player than him. I
can see where you'd think that.
You like? Man,
I absolutely understand.
He like I'm Francisco Lindor. Like, they brought me here for a reason. I'm the guy around here too. I'm a franchise.
I was the guy here before he was.
I'm a franchise player.
Yeah,
that's tough, man. Like, it's almost like if Cat had an ego with Brunson, but he doesn't, because he's not built that way.
And ironically enough, we criticized him for it throughout the course of the year.
Right, but if he was that, then you could see some tension about who shot it is and who turn it is to do something and all that stuff. So it'd be interesting to see, man, just how this dynamic goes. Like I said, things ain't been right since they didn't name Lindor the captain.
I've been trying to get a little insight into that whole thing. And I don't think it was as simple, from what I can gather, I don't think it was as simple as, like, Lindor was going to be it, and then Soto said no. I don't think that's what happened. And for a while, I thought that's what happened. But talking to different people, I don't know that that's what happened.
Well, somebody had to say something. Somebody had to say.
And I also think that somebody looked at it and said, is this becoming too much of a
burden?
It's just, are we talking about this kind of stuff too much? We need a captain or all this stuff, and maybe that's why Cohen back in spring training just shut it down, so it wouldn't be a thing. Period. No matter who it was who was complaining about it.
Yeah, but when you do that, then now everybody there kind of recognized, like, well, why are we changing things up for Soto? Like, no man is supposed to be bigger than the program,
right?
And so, like, why are they treating him?
Well,
like that?
To that point. And I think you bring an excellent kind of transition here to it. While all of that I understand on the Soto front, you cannot hire a manager just to be Soto's guy. You cannot. If Pujols, if you really feel that strongly.
You did it for KD. You did it for KD and
how did it work out?
I mean,
because I think in a lot of ways.
If he wore a 10.5, I mean, it would have worked.
I understand. But in a lot of ways with KD, this is what I think Soto is in danger of becoming. I don't want to see Soto become KD. I think Soto has more leadership in him than KD does. I think Kevin Durant wants you to outwardly think that he's a leader, wants you to outwardly think that he's the guy that is the number 2 in the league, and everybody wants to follow him and all that stuff. But when it actually comes down to it, the responsibilities that come with it, no, man, I just want to play ball.
Yeah. I mean, we've all been around a person like KD. He's just a cool teammate. He's super cool, like he can ball his ass off, but he just chilling.
All right, I'm going to ask you a question here.
He's just vibing.
He's just chilling. He's just vibing. But sometimes you have a responsibility. Let me just put it in these terms.
Hey,
sometimes you have a responsibility. Mm-hmm. Bart, put it in these terms.
Yeah.
Let's say that there was another player it's hard with Lindor because we know they don't get along.
Yeah.
But what I'm worried about is, let's just say that Lindor was playing the role of Kyrie for a moment. Okay?
Yeah. I was going to go there too.
And the team went to Soto and said, hey,
take the shot, man.
We need you to talk to him. We need you to kind of get with him about this.
Yeah, y'all
right now, and not because they hate each other.
Y'all need to get on the same page.
Do you think Soto is going to go to them, is going to say, yeah, I got this?
Nah.
Or do you think Soto is going to pull the Durant and say, you know what, I'm good?
Yeah, man, that's
play ball.
He a grown-ass man, dog.
Exactly.
Like, hey, man, that's a grown-ass man. And that's what it is. Like, when you ask somebody to it's tough. People don't know how to have tough conversations with teammates without not letting it go.
All right, last thing for me on this whole thing. I know that there are those of you out there today who are going to call up and want to destroy Juan Soto want to hammer him because this guy is not worth the money. This guy's not that great of a player. This guy's not a great leader. He's not all of these things. Call up and do it. Please do. No problem hearing from you, but I'm just telling you, while I agree on some of this, we're going to go at it about this.
I can feel. You know how, you can feel like somebody looking at you? I can feel Tom's grin.
Oh.
Through the window.
Tom's grin has been ear to ear all morning long.
Tom is saying, y'all want
Tom's grin is connecting in the back of his head.
Y'all want him, huh? Y'all wanted him, huh? Yeah. And it's not that Soto hasn't been amazing. It's that it feels like he's not a force multiplier.
Tom, answer me this question. What has been the most rewarding baseball joy for you over the last 3 to 4 years? Was it the Yankees going to the World Series? Was it any other moment? Or was it Soto being a problem with the Mets in your mind?
It's easily the Yankees making the World Series.
I don't believe you.
Listen,
I don't believe you.
Listen, as much as I do have criticisms, and I certainly prefer the Yankees to the Mets in my fandom, I take much more joy out of the Yankees winning than seeing another team losing. Whether you want to believe it or not, that is the case.
No, Tom's lying. And like he's a bad liar. Horrible.
Wow. There have been times in my life where I took more joy out of other teams losing, including the Yankees, when I was Tom's age. Because when I was Tom's age, the Yankees were in the middle of their run, and the fans were insufferable. And I had grown up in a house that did not root for the Yankees. Now I'm borderline indifferent toward the Yankees, and I certainly understand they're good for business. So I don't take any joy anymore out of the Yankees losing like I once did. I don't take. Here's what I'm saying. I'm dead inside.
Even if it's to the Rangers?
I'm dead inside. No, I got my moment there.
Got your pound of flesh.
I got my pound of flesh in 2010. I got to be, I wasn't in the building when they clinched against them, but I was in the building for 3 of those games, and I enjoyed that thoroughly. Tom, I think, is still in that point where I need Denzel going up to him and saying, you got to get that hatred out of your heart, son.
It's going to be interesting, man. Like, I don't know. With this team, I don't know what's bottom. And what's the new manager name? Andy?
Andy Green.
Andy Green. Like, he's like typical new managers because it doesn't hurt yet. So he's still super positive when he's talking.
Yeah.
Well, it's good to see Lindor get a hold of one. It's great. He's just still positive. Like, let's see like a month of this crap.
Well, guess who we got coming up?
Who that?
Terry Collins.
What? I love Scary Terry.
Terry's going to join us here in a few minutes.
A few minutes?
Yep, 10:30.
Damn, he early. That's what I'm talking about.
And we will get into where the Mets are and the dynamics that are involved with games like this and plays like this. And how all of this works. I'm looking forward to talking to Terry.
Dig my boy going deep into the Rolodex, calling up some of your old boys from Loudmouth and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? I see you, son. You know people that know people.
That was when I was doing pre and post. Terry tolerated me more than anything, but he was very good to me. Anyway, Terry Collins, the former Met manager, will join us here in moments to discuss. Bart Carlin, ESPN New York.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
Skechers elite athlete OG Anunoby has been making history on the basketball court.
Anunoby tips it in. Unbelievable. What a shot.
He's been balling out in Skechers high-performance basketball sneakers, and the world is noticed. But how does OG train off the court to keep in peak physical condition? Hands-free Skechers Slip-ins Aeroburst. They help prepare OG for the physical demands of playing at a championship level. Get your pair of Aeroburst for only $165 at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever high-performance running shoes are sold.
In Westchester County, 5-mile delays north on the Hutch up toward Mamaroneck Road. An accident blocking the left lane. Definitely get with the New England Thruway I-95. Northbound on the William Floyd Parkway, all lanes are closed by Montauk Highway. An accident there. Westbound on the Bell Parkway, Erskine Street, accident left lane. The LIE, that tragic accident from this morning, has been cleared by the BQE, but now the two left lanes are closed eastbound and westbound left lane closed. Emergency repair. FIFA World Cup contingencies are going to be going into effect with the match starting at 5 o'clock at the Meadowlands. That includes New Jersey Transit after 1 o'clock. I'm Bob Williams on 880 ESPN New York.
New York City, get ready as Fanatics Fest returns to the Javits Center July 16th through the 19th, right in the middle of the biggest sports weekend of the summer. With more than 500 athletes and celebrities, every major league, and hundreds of thousands of fans for the ultimate sports fan experience. Get your exclusive merch, rare trading cards, free photo ops, and a full tailgate zone all weekend long. Grab your tickets before they're gone at fanaticsfest.com.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement, and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hard-working partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
On the biggest stage in the world, FanDuel is changing the game because sometimes your player gets subbed off and your bet goes with them. Not anymore. With FanDuel Super Sub, if your player is subbed out, your bet stays in. That's right. If your player leaves the match, your bet continues on with the substitute. So you're still in it until the final whistle. On the biggest stage in the world, FanDuel is changing the game because sometimes your player gets subbed off and your bet goes with them. Not anymore. With FanDuel Super Sub, if your player is subbed out, your bet stays in. That's right. If your player leaves the match, your bet continues on with the substitute. So you're still in it until the final whistle. Visit FanDuel.com/local to get started now. Let there be goals this summer on FanDuel. 21 and over, visiting President New York. For help with a gambling problem, call 877-HOPE-NY. Text HOPE-NY at 467-369.
In this business, time matters. You're always looking for ways to be more efficient and stay ahead. We all have our own time-saving hacks. But if you're a business owner, how can you save time hiring? The answer? ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter has a new feature that shows you the most interested qualified candidates first. Save time and meet great candidates sooner with ZipRecruiter. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/sports. That's ZipRecruiter.com/sports. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
When you tell someone what team you cheer for, do they apologize? Does your first childhood memory involve crying on a Jumbotron? Then you may be a fan of a BST or bad sports team. Luckily, when you bundle your home and auto insurance with Progressive, you're protected from things like fire damage caused by violently unplugging the TV. Or an accidental overhand left to the drywall. Visit Progressive.com today. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Covered subject to policy terms. Not available in all states or situations.
Always great to talk baseball with Terry Collins, the former Met manager. He's got the Terry Collins Show podcast, which you should check out. Had Howie on the other day talking about his career, and he is good enough to give us some time. Terry, it's Chris Carlin along with Bart Scott here on ESPN New York. Appreciate the time. How are you?
I'm good, Chris. Hi, Bart. How you doing?
I'm doing excellent. I'm sorry, rookie mistake. I didn't put. I couldn't find my mic.
Everybody's got stuff they got to do, you know.
I couldn't find my mic, and I got the newspaper on it, and it was stuck underneath my laptop. And I'm like, oh damn! He said hi to me. What's good? I'm not a. I didn't play baseball, right? But I've been in winning locker rooms, and what I'm seeing from the Mets looks like it's just compounding because when you hit rock bottom. And I don't know if they've hit rock bottom. You got one or two choices. Either you come together as a team and pull it together, or you continue to tank it and you start turning in on each other. And I don't know what this version of the Mets are, but the signs are that it can go either way, and they're at a pivotal moment. As a manager, and because the season could be over with, and now you're telling guys, play for pride. You're telling guys, hey, some guys are going to be looking for exit strategies. When you were in this situation, I don't know if you ever were, how do you handle this situation and try and pull everybody together?
Well, Bart, that's a legitimate question. One of the things, as we've all seen, especially if you've been in sports, is that, we all talk about winning being contagious. Everybody wants to, be a part of a winner and do whatever they can to help the team win. Well, losing becomes the same thing. All of a sudden, it's not necessarily you accept it, but you know what? It doesn't bother you. You get a couple.
I think we lost Terry's mic for a sec. We'll get it back here in a second. But it's an interesting thought, and it's something that I always think of going back to the movie, The Natural, where the guy's sitting there in the middle of the losing streak, and they keep going in and talking to the psychiatrist, and he's like, losing is a disease.
Yeah.
As contagious as, the bubonic plague or whatever,
Well, what we always say is in sports is like winning is contagious, but losing is as well.
Yeah.
And, sometimes you can do all the right things. You can be practicing. You can be having great practices, and it just doesn't translate to winning. And what you really find out about is your character and who you are, right, when these situations come up, man. But as a manager, and especially for Andy, what's Andy's last name again? Green.
Yeah.
So especially for a guy like Andy, like who's put in between a pimp and a hard spot. Like, he doesn't have a connection. He wasn't there with these guys every day. He didn't go through the hard, well, it's hard to say the tough days of summer in baseball because training camp ain't like football.
But listen, it's every day.
Yeah, but they're going golfing.
They're not going golfing. It is every day, and you're playing those 3-hour games. You're standing out on the heat. That heat sucks a lot of energy out of you.
Yeah, but, so like when you do that, you kind of feel like the manager has lived it with you, and then now for Andy, he's put in a tough situation because he's trying to figure out the personalities of these guys, man. So that's difficult.
All right, so let's bring Terry back in. Terry, you were saying about losing being just as contagious as winning can be.
Yeah, it gets to be funny. I've been on some teams that we weren't very successful, and all. You look around the room, and the one thing guys don't want to do is point the finger at themselves. I pitched 2 innings. I pitched my 2 innings today. I'm not the reason. And Bart's right. It's the manager's job to pull them together. That is not acceptable. In professional sports, you sign that contract to go out and play every single game, like it's the last one you'll ever play. And so you owe the fans, you owe your teammates, you owe yourself. Hey, look, we're going to go out and we're going to grind this out. And I knew nothing else except every day when we walked in that locker room to get my guys ready to play that game. We can't worry about yesterday. We can't worry about tomorrow. We got to worry about playing tonight. And so as I look at, I'm not part of the foundation of the Mets anymore, so I don't know what's going on in the locker room, but I know they have enough talent in that room to pull it together. And I just hope they get it going here right away because, this team is, and Steve Cohen, who's, done nothing but try to put money out there to build a good team. They owe it to him to start playing the game better.
Now, with Andy, coming from upstairs, downstairs, And, I don't know what type of connection, because part of camp and stuff like that and being around each other every day in training camp is like building that connection and kind of understanding guys why and having a personal connection and know how to push the buttons. How difficult is it for Andy in a crisis to come here and be able to connect with his guys, but also know how to push the right buttons to push the productivity and for these guys to play closer to their baseball cards?
Bart, that's a great question. One of the things I thought that, as I look back, the last season, obviously they had a collapse at the end, but, to fire the entire coaching staff and then to go out and get rid of some of the prime pieces, you got to rebuild the locker room. And I think that was what Carlos's big job was in spring training start, is that, hey, he's got to bring all these new people together, the coaches, the players. I mean, there were some good coaches that got let go who had great relationships with guys in that clubhouse. And, now all of a sudden that player saying, well, I don't really know if I like what this guy's saying, where my old coach, we had a connection. So I think you're right. And I think what Andy's stationed right now, he's got, and even though he knows a lot of those young guys, especially, he knows Ewing, he knows Benj, he knows all the young pitchers because he was running the minor leagues, but he's got to get to know these big league players now who have been there for a while, who he has not been around. And as you know, Bart, the veteran players, they're, you can say what you want about, talented young players, and they're exciting, but those veterans are the guys you got to lean on. And so that clubhouse you've got to have somebody. When we named David Wright the captain, I only wanted David to lead by example. He didn't have to say anything. The way he prepared, the way he went about his job, his respect for the game, his respect for the fans, the media, everything else. That's what the other guys needed to see. And I think you've got to find that leader in that clubhouse who, has no problem going to another guy in that locker room and saying, hey, we're not going to play like that here. We're going to play the game right here and get on board or get out. And that's what the true leaders do.
Terry Collins is with us, the former Met manager. He's got this great podcast, The Terry Collins Show, that's available wherever you get your podcasts. So that brings me to Soto. And, Terry, you know how this is. Fans see an extremely talented guy like this who can seemingly play the game at a high level so effortlessly, and they see the zeros in the paycheck, and they assume, well, this guy looks like he doesn't play as hard, when we know that's not the case. But when you have the younger players on this team like you do with the Benj and Ewings and guys like that, even if you're not winning, is it just as important how it looks when you're trying to rub off on those other guys?
Chris, that's, again, I can give you, I remember there's an example years ago, one of the great managers, his name was Chuck Tanner. And Chuck was an outstanding manager. When he was managing the White Sox, Dick Allen was on the team, and Dick showed up at the ballpark kind of late quite often, even though he was a great player. And one of the players said, well, I'm going to start showing up late. And Chuck's answer was, well, when you're as good as he is, you can show up late. But until you're that good, you need to do it right. And I think that was one way to get the point across. I don't know Juan Soto. I really do not know him. But, he's a talented player. But I was around Barry Bonds. I was with, I had a locker next to Barry in Pittsburgh for a long time. And I'll tell you, Barry was a different personality until 705 came. And then he got it on. I mean, those guys that didn't like the way Barry went about things sometimes, at 7:05, they were patting him on the back, from 7:05 to 10:05. So, and I think, so no matter what, as long as Juan shows up and plays and gives it a max effort, no matter how he goes about it, that's his personality. But, my whole thing, and I don't know those, I just know Francisco a little bit. But the one thing I see Francisco Lindor do, he's always there. I mean, when the tough questions are asked, he'll answer them. He'll be in front of the microphone when the game's over, which a lot of guys don't want any part of that stuff, especially when times are tough. When you got to be accountable, when you've got to stand up, which he did last week when they let Carlos go, and he said, "Hey, it's on us. This is on us." And I think that's what. One of the things that I think that clubhouse needs a lot more of those kind of guys.
Terry, what do you think has been the biggest thing that's gone wrong for them this year?
Oh, well, and Bart can tell you, talent wins. But talent they have to perform, and they have to execute the side which they're supposed to do. One thing you'll see when teams are losing, somebody will say, well, I got to do more. You know what? You can only play up to what your abilities are, but maximize those abilities. Do what you do best, and then hope the next guy does what he does best. It's when you try to do more than what you're asked to do. If you're not a home run hitter, don't try to hit home runs. Get on base.
Willie Mays Hayes.
Pass on to the next guy. So, you're looking at guys, little guys who are trying to hit the ball in the ballpark because they think they've got to hit for power. That's not how it's done. You got to do what you do best. If you're pitching, if you're a ground ball pitcher, get ground balls. Don't try to strike guys out because you're going to all of a sudden try to overthrow that sinker, and you're going to leave it in the middle of the strike zone. It's going to get hammered. So, but that's why I say talent wins, but the execution side of the game is what really wins games.
You said something earlier about when you named David Wright the captain, right? And what's been crazy around here is when, Cohen came out and said he's not going to have a captain. And I feel like, I don't know if it kind of messed up the mojo of the team. But, when you look at Lindor was he may not be the best player. And not all the time your best player is your leader, right? Sometimes some guys just come in and they just play, and they just play at a high level, and they're the superstar, but that doesn't mean they're the leader. Sometimes it's quiet leaders, right? We used to talk about CeCe. When CeCe wasn't even the best player anymore and he was a shell of who he used to be and he was at the end of his career, he still was the leader. He was the guy that guys looked to. And we thought and assumed that was Lindor. But it seems as I don't know if they decided to do that because it may look weird that Juan Soto isn't the captain, right? So when you went about making David Wright the captain, was it because he was the best player, or was it because he represented the spirit and the soul of the team and everybody? He was a guy that was a force multiplier. What's more important, when you decide to make a captain, the best player or the best leader who can be a force multiplier? Well,
Bart, I think you answered it. It's the guy who's the soul of the team. I mean, when I came to the Mets, I would be in the locker room, and I've told the story where one day David came in. It's 3:00 in the afternoon, 2:30, and there were a bunch of guys in the locker room, and David walked in the clubhouse to get ready, and every guy turned. Oh, Dave's here, and and I went, wow. This guy has commanded the respect of this room. Number one, he was a great player. Make no mistake about it. But he was the heart and soul because of the way he went about things. I mean, I used to take young players in spring training. I said, do you want to be a good player? And they said, yeah. I said, follow that guy around. Prepare and do what he does. And if you have talent, you will be a great player. I did it in Houston when I had Jeff Bagwell. Jeff Bagwell didn't. He wasn't the kind of a guy that was going to lead in the locker room. But I'll tell you one thing: got ready to play. He got ready to play the game, and so I think what you said, Bart, is the true thing. You need that guy that people turn to. Guys in that clubhouse, they may turn. It may be, gosh, I don't know. Maybe it was when David was hurt. Michael Kadire wasn't even a starting player. But he commanded the attention of all the other guys because of the way he went about things and off to the side, one-on-one, kind of say, hey, look, we're better than this, and we're about playing the game better than this. And I remember years ago, one of my favorite players was Ken Caminiti. And I heard Ken tell a player one day, that's not how we're going to do it here. We're going to play it right here. And you either buy in or we'll go talk to the manager and get you out of here. And I'll tell you what, that guy fell right in line with the other guys. So, and I think you're right. You don't have to be the best player. You just got to be the best leader.
Terry Collins is with us. Is this fixable?
Well, putting a few wins together is fixable is what changes it. And, that's winning takes care of everything. So, but it's like last night's game. I mean, they pitched good enough. They just, they didn't execute on the offensive side because one thing, and Bart can attest to this, when you're at the highest level, winning's hard, man. Winning's hard. And so you've got to go and do the little things that it takes to win games. Years ago, we used to talk about productive outs, about moving a runner, hitting the ball to the right side of the field to get a runner in scoring position. And then we talked about 2-strike approaches. That stuff's not even mentioned today. I listen to broadcasts all the time. I never hear anybody talk about we got to get that runner in scoring position, or we got we got to use the big part of the field. They're giving us a run. Let's get the run. It's all about what the numbers dictate according to what their WAR is, or what their WAR is on their baseball card. And for me, that is distorted. You got to go play the game the way the game was invented, and that is do the little things that help win games.
When you saw what happened with Mendy last week, and you heard Stern's comments, what did you make of him? And do we feel like this organization has just shifted way too far in that direction?
Well, I think the game has, Chris, in my opinion, but I'm old, and I'm an old timer, and I only learned the game one way. I grew up under some of the greatest managers in the history of the game. I spent hours with Joe Torre and Lasorda and Walter Alston, Sparky Anderson and Jim Leland. And they talked about the fundamentals of the game the way we were all taught. They didn't, and I've said it for a long time. You know what? When your pitcher starts to lose his curveball, I don't have to have a number that tells me his spin rate's going down. You start to hang stuff. What the hell? The other team will tell you you're starting to lose things. And so, I think guys, they've got the players so caught up in what their numbers say at the end of the game. I had a kid one time when I was helping the Marlins with Kim Eng, and this kid told him one day he's really concerned about his exit velocity. It's down. And he struck out 3 times. How about putting the barrel of the bat on the ball, find out what your exit velocity is going to be?
Your exit velocity was your ass getting back to the dugout.
Well, but that's their point, and that's the thought process. Instead of thinking, geez, I got to put the ball in play here. I was around Luis Ariz, and you know what? This guy won 3 batting titles. You think he cared how hard he hit it? Tony Gwynn, one of the greatest hitters I've ever seen in my life. Do you think he cared how hard he just kept hitting where nobody was standing? That's why he hit 375 and 380. And you looked up, he was always in scoring position. And nobody ever, he'd come up with the game on the line, and he's the one guy, Barry, Rod Carew, Boggs, those kind of guys, they scared you. They scared you because you knew they were going to get a hit. It didn't matter where it was. You couldn't defense them. You couldn't, there was no one way to pitch them. So, and that's gone now. Every time you see certain guys that they don't hit the high fastball, that's all they're going to get in big situations. So, it's always about making adjustments. And, we've all said for a long time, hey, look, this game's about adjusting from pitch to pitch and bat to at bat, inning to inning. So, and I think that's kind of lost up in what the numbers say in the dugout.
So going forward, right, this is the fastest I think they've ever got to 50 losses. I mean, we're all big boys. We understand that, when you lose, somebody's got to be held accountable, right? We've seen him, though, he's been held accountable. And what exit strategy can you have, when you're saying, hey, this season may not be what we need? We saw Manaea pitch a little better yesterday. Are you starting to audition guys, or are you talking to the guys like, listen, I mean, I want to go back to my favorite movie, Major League. But, we either win or when we get to this point, we got to start moving pieces. So what's the number that you got to see to kind of give some hope? Like, what kind of run? Because, as players, what we need is we need goals. We need long-term goals and short-term goals. I know the first goal is to win one. But how do you get to, what's the message if you're say, hey, they already got rid of the manager. Now I'm going back upstairs. And I thought that was crazy, too, that they mentioned that, Andy was going to go back upstairs. I thought that was crazy anyway, because then now they're like, man, why I care about playing for this guy? He ain't going to make no decisions after this with my future. But at what point do you say, okay, we got to get to this or we got to start selling off pieces?
Bart, I'm going to tell you, I respect the game so much. And I was, spent a long time in New York City. And I remember years ago a manager telling me, I was with the Dodgers at the time, and he said, in Los Angeles, we don't rebuild in Los Angeles. Okay? We might retool, but we don't rebuild. And I don't think you can do that in New York City. I don't think you can say at the end of July that you're going to sell off and you just go with all these young guys and just to see what you have down the road. I don't think that's fair to the fans. I don't think it's, this is and I understand it, but, payroll is not an issue here. So it's about, hey, look, we're going to pull this together, and we're going to start. If you're a player, one thing I always wanted, Bart, I wanted winning type players. I wanted to go if I had to make a trade, I wanted to go get a player from a team that won, that knows how to win, that winning's important. And to sit here and to say, well, geez, we're going to just start dumping players. Now that's all of a sudden that mentality for the player is, hey, look, I just got to protect myself here. It's because it's all about your future and long-term stuff. And I just think they need to say, we're going to grind this out. I don't care how long it's going to take, but we're going to grind this all out, because at the end of the day, those free agents are going to leave. If they want to leave, they're going to leave anyway. But it's to find out what some of those guys are made of. If I'm a manager on another team, I want to see how some of these guys are towards the end of this, as we getting into real crunch time. I used to say July and August were crunch times in the big leagues, because every team's tired. Everybody's been playing 90 games. Now we'll see who holds it together. And those championship teams, they pull together.
Terry, last one. I know you've been asked it 100 times, but I'm not the brightest bulb on the tree. What does ass in the jackpot mean? I had never heard it before you said it.
Well, it was Tom Hallion's the one who said that, but you did not hear the story?
I mean, I know the story. I just never knew what that phrase meant.
Yeah, it just meant you're in trouble. That's all it means, man. That's all it meant. That's all it meant.
That's all it meant. Okay.
That's all it meant. And it's, and I wish, I'll tell you guys, seems like every day I get towards the end of my day, because I hang out at the golf course a lot, and I want to get through one day where I don't have to hear, you got to give us a shot.
Hey, Terry, you've been very generous with your time. Check out Terry's podcast, The Terry Collins Show. It is awesome wherever you get your podcasts, YouTube, Spotify, you name it. Appreciate it, and it's always good to hear your voice.
Good to see you, Chris. Good to see you, Bart. Take care,
pleasure,
you guys.
Man.
You too.
Agent like Benjamin Button.
Terry Collins, looking fantastic. Always has a good tan, that's for sure, and he does a tremendous job with his show and his podcast. And I'll tell you, it was a joy to really, the times when I was doing pre and post, I wasn't around the stadium a lot, but when he would be, he was always great to be around, was always very cool. With sharing insights and stuff, and appreciate it today for sure. 800-919-3776. So there you have it. As one of our folks in the chat, Tsunami, says, all right, so according to Terry, issues with the Mets, leadership, fundamentals, ego, accountability. Yeah, line them up. 800-919-3776.
If you're heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, you're taking a risk most people don't think about until it's too late. Summer colds linger and can turn into sinus infections that last for weeks. Getting sick right now before vacation can derail everything. And when you're traveling, finding a doctor and pharmacy is stressful. That's why I ordered a medical emergency kit. It's like having urgent care and a pharmacy right at home. It includes essential prescriptions like amoxicillin and generic Z-Pak to treat a wide range of common and serious illnesses. So if you wake up sick at home or on the road, you already have what you need. No waiting for your doctor, no hours at urgent care, no pharmacy lines, no copays. Just match your symptoms to the right prescription in your guidebook or call their telemedicine doctor standing by. Start on your meds sooner and feel better faster. Every home needs at least one medical emergency kit. Order yours online in minutes and it's shipped to your door. And save $45 with my promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880. That's promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880.
This is a special notice to U.S. taxpayers owing $10,000 or more to the IRS. Tax Relief Advocates is urgently notifying taxpayers that tax relief initiatives are now available that may significantly reduce or eliminate what you owe. If you're afraid of an IRS lien, levy, or wage garnishment, don't lose hope. You can now take advantage of these current relief programs to end all collections, reduce the amount you owe, and resolve your tax problem. Even if you have years of unfiled tax returns or are already in a payment plan, you may still qualify for significant relief. Struggling taxpayers can now get relief they need during these hard economic times. A hotline has been established by Tax Relief Advocates for you to call and see what you qualify for. They are A+ rated with the BBB and have over 1,000 5-star reviews. Don't wait. Call 800-575-9087, 800-575-9087. That's 800-575-9087, or simply visit TRA.com.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like head administrator for a state-of-the-art surgical center.
What can I do for you, Doc? We need to talk about the lights. Ah, the mood lighting, relaxing, right? Much better than those old hospital vibes. A hospital's supposed to have hospital vibes. You seem tense. Let's dim the lights a bit.
This is the job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
I'm David Ortiz. When I lost my mom, she was only 46, and I lost my dad to cancer. It was the worst pain I ever felt. It made me think, what will happen with the people I love when my time is up? That's why I have life insurance. Ethos makes it easy. It's all online, take about 10 minutes, and you can get up to $3 million in coverage.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid testimonial. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
The ESPN New York Beach Bash is back. Thursday, July 2nd at Bar A in Lake Como, New Jersey. Head down to the Jersey Shore and join the Michael K. Show and Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg live starting at 1 p.m. Plus, there'll be appearances from DiPietro and Rothenberg, as well as Bart and Carlin. We'll have plenty of giveaways for fans in attendance, a soccer watch party, and the chance to test your skills by trying to kick a soccer goal past Rick DiPietro. Save DiPietro! Plus music from Surfing for Daisy. It's all brought to you by Spike Dave, Boost Mobile, Miller Lite, Fanatics Fest NYC, and New Jersey Lottery. You must be at least 21 years of age to enter.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting ESPNNewYorkContests.com.
That's ESPNNewYorkContests.com.
There are a million reasons to love New York. Making your budget stretch isn't one of them. According to an independent study, Amazon prices average 14% lower than other retailers. Get food, fashion, furniture, and more shipped straight to your building. That's how Prime members have saved over $2 billion on grocery and household items. Learn more at aboutamazon.com.
New York basketball is back on top. Champions of the world. When you watch a team play that well, you can tell. It starts with how they're built. Depth, leadership, execution, doing the little things right. That's exactly how Tricon Construction builds too. Whether it's medical, industrial, multifamily, or commercial, Tricon brings the right team and the right plan to every project across the Tricon area. So if you're looking for a construction partner for your next project, don't overthink the pick. Choose Tricon Construction. Every phase, every detail done right. Visit TriconBuilds.com.
Hey, New York, are you okay to drive? Did you know that driving under the influence isn't just limited to drinking alcohol? Cannabis, prescription drugs, and street drugs can all impair your ability to think and react behind the wheel. Drugs, alone or combined with alcohol, can cause poor coordination and lack of focus. Don't put your life on the line or take someone else's away. Cabs, rideshare, or public transportation are at your fingertips. The New York State Governor's Traffic Safety Committee is reminding you to make a safe choice. Always drive sober.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
In sports, the tape never tells the whole story. Hiring is no different. AI can make candidates look like an MVP on paper, so knowing the person and the skills behind the resume matters. That's where Robert Half changes the game. Our recruiters combine their expertise with award-winning AI to evaluate skills and fit quickly. Learn how we can find you specialized talent in finance, accounting, technology, and more. At Robert Half, we know talent. Visit roberthalf.com/talent today.
What's up, my friends? This is Francisco Lindor.
This is Devin Williams. This is Luke Weaver.
Bo Bichette here. You're listening to the home of New York Mets baseball.
WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York. Bart Scott.
What the hell?
Chris Carlin.
The man can speak knowledgeably about anything. He has just given a dissertation on lawnmowers to Maggie, our salesperson, who was speaking to some folks from Bad Boy Mowers.
Hey, man, you want to slang some mowers? I'd slang some mowers.
I was a big lawnmower guy. Like, I used to cut the grass. My only thing that used to bug me about cutting the grass is that my shoes would turn green.
Oh, yeah. I
hated that.
You definitely got to change your shoe. What you do, dragging your feet?
No, just walking, man. They were like white. I'd wear like white sneakers, and they would turn green.
First of all, who the hell wears white sneakers on grass?
Well, that was back in the day. and secondly, I didn't have a ride-on mower. I kept asking my father, hey, can we get a ride-on mower? And he said, I have one.
Yeah, exactly. You like when they used to plow the fields with horses. You know what I'm saying?
Not quite.
You manual labor. You're like, I don't care how tired you get. Oh, the battery's low. No, it's not. You the battery.
Exactly.
Here's a cup of Kool-Aid.
Bart Carlin, ESPN New York YouTube channel. Really good stuff there from Terry Collins. I'm wondering, like, what you took out of that as the biggest thing that you kind of see are the problems right now that this team is having.
Oh, me?
Yeah, you.
Oh, well, for me, like, I think he just confirmed a lot of the things that I kind of believed. But, you know, when he hit on the David Wright thing, I thought it was a perfect opportunity to ask him, like, because the Mets have had captains. So, like, all of a sudden, now we're not going to have captains? And I understand it was under different ownership.
Can I ask you a question, though? I'm glad you brought it up. And if we had more time, I would have asked the question. Do you need the title?
You don't. But the title lets everybody know this guy has juice. Everybody knows. But it also, this is why he gets paid this. This is why we take his opinions. And we're going to let you guys know. That's the mark. That's the standard. Not this is the mark. This is the standard about how you play. This is the mark and standard about how you behave. This is the attitude. This is the culture. Like when you say play like a Jet, right? Like if you go back, play like a Jet, right? You think about not Klecko. Who's the guy that just went in, my guy? Just went in the Hall of Fame.
Who just went in the Hall of Fame? Klecko did.
Klecko, yeah. Right. You say this is how you work. This is how you're selfless.
Yeah.
Play this position, play that position, whatever the team needs, right?
Right.
You can't that Gassino stuff, he's a talent, but you better be as talented as him as you're gonna act like him.
Right.
Right? Now we'll tolerate him because production breeds tolerance. But as soon as you don't play like him, or as soon as he don't play like that, we gonna get his ass out of here the first thing smoking because he's not great for our culture. Don't follow him, follow him. We all got family members. We all got friends. We all got teammates that we know you shouldn't, like, don't be like him.
Yeah.
Right? He cool, and it just comes with the territory, but you might want to learn life and be more like that one over here.
Yeah.
Like this one, like.
It might look good,
yeah,
but if you lift up the hood,
yeah,
you really see where the problems are.
Like, yo, go follow Scotty and Horace Grant. Don't try to do that Dennis stuff. Hey, Dennis is a different cat. We're separate.
It works for Dennis,
right? We need some people like that. You need one or two people. Like I used to say, like when the Ravens, we were like, hey man, you ain't got no felonies. We don't know if we can trust you, brother. Like we need somebody with a little dirt on their hands. We ain't got all the choir boys on the offensive side. You know what I'm saying? Jonathan Alden, great player, but he like hug your baby, kiss the kids, politician. We got straight killers on this other side, dog. And we don't know if we can trust you if you ain't got no felonies.
So let me ask you this. You talk about the Ravens specifically because, and I'm fascinated with this because people will look at that team and will always assume that the leader was the best player in Ray. But you have talked about Ray as a leader. Sometimes, yeah, amazing leader. Sometimes we're rolling our eyes at Ray a little bit.
Yeah.
So when you're trying to figure out that dynamic and you're the player in that locker room, what keeps you from following the wrong guy?
And we used to have to break some guys up.
Because we talked about this. Like,
yeah, I mean,
some of the greatest leaders are the ones that are leading you the wrong way.
Yeah. And like, Ray was the best player to the media. He wasn't the most dominant player on our team. Like,
who was?
Jonathan Ogden.
Yeah.
Wasn't even close. It was like, man, this dude is the greatest football player I've ever seen in my life. Like, never a negative play. Ray was the emotional vocal leader, and he was a great player too. But if you want to say who was better at their job, nobody was better at their job than Jonathan Ogden. And when I got in, Ray was a little older, which is weird because he was only like 26 or 27. But to me, coming in at 20 years old,
that feels like it's 45.
That's unk.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was watching him on TV. I've been watching you on TV for 5 years. You know what I'm saying? So who became the leader for us? The guy that prepared, like the young guy. So like people respected Ray, and he was a great player. But the person that like Suggs, maybe Haloti, definitely like even the older like Samari Roll and all those guys who they followed was Ed Reed. We followed Ed Reed. You know what I mean? Ed Reed was the guy that we watched because he was a young guy coming in doing it. And we were young, so we were trying to do it like him because this is the new way you do it, right? And so, like, it's always your best player don't have to be your best leader. You know what I mean? But he just has – sometimes it's Shark. I don't know if you've seen Any Given Sunday. Sometimes it's Shark. It's the guy that's in there that's telling you about life. It's the guy that you can lean on when you need to have questions that has nothing to do with sports. How you handle success. Like, how do you raise a family? How do you be a better father? How do you be a better husband? Right? Those are the guys. So when you say, like, the leader's the guy that people go to for all the answers because they respect them enough to believe that they have all the answers to everything, not just on the diamond, not just on the field, not just on the court.
800-919-3776. Gilberto in the truck up on ESPN New York. Gilberto, what's up, brother? How are you?
What's up, my guys?
What do you got?
Joe, Carlin, not for nothing. As much as you're trying, okay, you cannot take away what Soto doesn't do. You my homie and everything, Carlin. I love you. You know that, man. I always tell you got the heartbeat of New York in the palm of your hand.
So what does Soto not do for you that frustrates you?
He is a defensive liability. The last 6 years, his defensive statistics, his rating has been -10.
Listen. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you he's a great defensive outfielder. I would argue that he has been.
That's just it.
He has actually
you purchased the glorified.
Hang on.
That's all you did, and you asked the question: who would you trade first? Okay, I would rather trade Soto first, and listen me out first, because you would get more back in return than you do with Lindor. 2, Tarik Collins.
First of all, I don't know that that's true just because of the money.
Yeah.
I mean, the money's...
Yeah, you know how many teams would line up to get Soto? Come on, man. Come on, guys. You know there'll be a lot of teams out there lining up to get Soto.
I don't know how many teams can afford Soto.
Right, who the Dodgers?
Yeah, exactly.
Dodgers and the Yankees.
Sure
Dodgers
at least 3
Dodgers
or 4
and the
or
Yankees.
5 teams.
Anyway, go ahead.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if I want him to come back to the Yankees, please. But he doesn't motivate people. He doesn't wear his pride on his sleeve. He doesn't play the game like Terry was explaining. He doesn't do the little things well.
He's a
generator. You know what I'm saying?
He's a generator.
Hang on a second. This is what bothers me
Yeah,
about
let me
this.
know what you guys think.
Gilberto,
Let me know what you guys think. I got to hang
I'm
up.
about
Thanks.
to.
I never heard somebody
hang up your ass for you.
Yeah, I never heard somebody volunteer to get hung up on. All right, I got to go, man. Hang up.
Here's the thing. I can't deal with the idea that fans look at Soto and see how he comes across and think that he doesn't play hard or he's not a passionate guy or any of this. You were talking last week about OG and about your son and just what their personality is.
Yeah.
Everybody has a different personality. And you even heard Terry say it. Bonds, different guy, pain in the ass. 705 came, he was going to beat your ass. He was going to do whatever he had to do to beat you. And that's why I think when you say that and you look at Soto, I hated the way he misplayed the ball last night.
Yeah.
But I think there's something to Bart's point that maybe he was trying to come in and try to make the catch, too. Wasn't sure quite how to play it yet. He's not a great outfielder.
But you heard him say that.
Yeah.
You heard him say, man, ball bounce crazy. So if you're not a good defender, you already got anxiety about how do I play on this surface, right?
And I would actually argue that Soto's played a better left field this year. But anyway.
Yeah. But you're already saying, like, man, so now you're thinking. You're not just playing because you're thinking as the ball's coming, you're like, oh, damn, I got to try and catch it because it could bounce over my head. He said it could bounce over his head. And if anybody that's ever played on turf or jumped on turf knows that that's a possibility because a ball coming with that much energy, I told you is rubber on there.
Yeah.
So a hard ball hit the rubber, bounce over your head, then you look foolish. So now you're like, let me try and catch it. Then you're like, oh, crap, I ain't going to be able to get there. Damn, let me stop. Now you're figuring out what kind of bounce is going to come. Is it going to bounce left of me? Is it going to bounce right of me? Is it going to bounce almost over my head where I got to try and jump and get it? Like, so then you're making all these decisions, and you kind of freeze, like, because now you're thinking about so many different things that your body's like, wait, man, hold up. I can't, and you expect me to keep running? What? And we stopping? What we doing? So then you kind of freeze. I remember, like, I had some guys come to me like 2 weeks later. They say, hey, bro, we were studying film, and it was a play, and you didn't move. They're like, what the heck? Like, yo, what was going on? So this is like me, right? I'm here, and the play is going away from me, and I'm not moving. Now, everybody else is moving, and I'm like this. And people like what I'm saying. So I'm seeing everybody go this way. My eye thought I saw a counter coming back.
Mm-hmm.
So I just froze. It ended up not being a counter, and I moved like maybe 2 seconds late. But it looks weird when somebody on film and everybody moving and the other person doing this.
Yeah.
Like my whole brain and stuff froze because I thought I saw something flashing back across my face. So as the backside linebacker, something comes back, that's my responsibility. So, and plus we were playing during this time where everybody runs one way and they wind it back. So I was always great at coming down, and then the lineman think he got me, thinking I'm going to go too far, and they can pin me, and I would fall back and make the tackle like, oh. But the one time when they don't do it, you look stupid, and I look stupid. And I'm sure Soto was feeling like stupid too. Like, damn, I thought I had it, and look what happened. Like, I got caught in between, but then it got magnified because of that. But for all the people there that want to get on Soto and say this and that, do we not talk about Brunson's great, but he's not a great defensive player? Don't we talk about Luka Doncic? Yeah, he's a great player. You're not going to not get those players because they're great. Some players can be so special at one thing that they're deficient at the other, but they're still a great player.
Yeah.
So miss me with he's not a great outfielder, because if he was your DH, he still would be worth the money because how special he is at the plate. So miss me with your best player has to be the best all-around player. Sometimes some guys are just so great and gifted offensively that, who that's listening to us wouldn't take Luka Doncic? Can't play no defense. Don't try to play no defense.
How about David and Elizabeth? David, next on ESPN New York. What's up, dude? How are you?
What's going on, fellas? How are you?
Good. How are you?
Same old, same old. So let's get straight into it. They stink. They stink. Yeah. That's how we're going to start it off. You know what's mad crazy, right, Chef? Not for nothing, right? Like, okay, you thought that we were getting somewhere. Lindor hit that bomb. And they were bad talking him, too. Like, yeah, this guy, with the era, all that. So he made up for it. This team cannot hit. They cannot hit. This season, the season before, when the Wilpons were here, I don't know why this team can't hit. But just play solid baseball. That's it. Yo, I know it's difficult. It's not an easy game. Pop-up, sacrifice, slides, all that good stuff. I get it. But for some reason, they just can't hit. And if a person brings up Simeon one more time, I'm going to put my head through the TV. He's garbage. I'm sorry, bro. And I don't like to say that certain people can't perform. But he's past it, bro. He's past it. To be honest, he should be working at a school as a lunch aid or something. Like, bro, he passed it already. It really bothers me.
David.
And then real quick before Bart, just 1 second. I'm sorry, because I know we can't switch topics too much because, the other callers got to call. Draymond Green getting a haircut, yo, brother, don't do it. If you're smart, take all that chicken because you're not going to win. I'm going to bring up my favorite player again. Didn't Melo try this with LeBron James, the people that everybody thinks the Messiah? And what happened? Floppery. Yo, your man Anthony Davis, bro, street clothes is an understatement as a nickname. They should just call him Fashion Statement or Macy's or something, because that's all we see. All we see is street attire.
I tell you what, David, though, but if you can get them, like, what's the show? Okay, Tom, because you're young, I know Carlin haven't seen this movie. Have you seen any of the Expendable movies?
I have not, but I believe Harvey Cruz has.
Harvey, you've seen the Expendables, right?
Yeah, I got to see the fourth one, but I've seen the first three.
Wouldn't the Lakers be like the Expendables, right? Like, it's like when all the old dudes come together and say, we can beat you old whippersnappers, you young punks. You know
Jet Li and Statham and Van Damme.
Yeah, Van Damme, Chuck Norris, like even Rampage, Curtis Jackson got in it.
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Stone Cold. It's like all the old dudes got in, and like Sylvester Stallone and Arnold Schwarzenegger, they all got together, and they were like a bunch of vigilantes, basically like the A-Team. And they go out and they do all these missions that nobody else would do, right? And, like, I feel like if Anthony Davis, LeBron James, Steph Curry, and Anthony Davis got together, I got to see it. You know what I'm saying? Like, because, bro, all they got to do, just get them to the playoffs. Just get these old farts to the playoffs. I wouldn't even play AD. AD would be on a minutes restriction. He would play every other game. Because this is the thing. All you have to do is tell one of these old dudes, today's your day. And you tell the other dude, okay, Curry, today's your day. Anthony Davis, all posts. We throwing you to the post. Today's your day, right? Like, Draymond is just the facilitator, but, man, that would be worth the price of admission. Could you imagine just like it's like watching the Temptations or the Beatles on their last tour kind of coming. Could you imagine how much do you think Golden State coming to New York, how much you think them tickets would be?
Oh, my God.
Anthony Davis had a moment.
We were talking about this
in the Garden.
They probably wouldn't do it on Christmas Day because they wouldn't make Golden State come on Christmas.
Yeah.
But
how about
let me put it another way.
New Year's Day. Or
yesterday it was 50-1 for Golden State
to
win the whole thing.
Yeah,
down to 45. I'm in.
Bro,
I already put a few bucks down.
I don't care what nobody
because
says.
If this whole thing comes together, that group of guys
just
between Steph, LeBron, all those things, they could play 40 games.
Right.
And they're going to be amazing in the playoffs.
But this is the thing.
And AD, and I absolutely am on board for that. Can you imagine a Knicks-Warriors final next year with that team?
All you need is 2 at a time. Like, this would be like most people try and get the tickets because they want to see Steph Curry play. The other people want to come see LeBron play. They together? Hold up. This like 3/4 of the Olympic team?
I remember going to a game KD's first year in Philly, or KD's first year in Golden State.
Yeah.
And it was in Philly, and KD didn't play, and people are bummed out. I'm like, what are you bummed out about? You still got Steph, you still got Draymond, you still got Clay.
Yeah. Like, you
got everybody else.
You got the Jackson 4, but Michael's still there. You good. So Jermaine ain't playing today. Or Tito ain't show up. You good. You all right?
We'll get to that in a few minutes. Here's Michael in Stony Brook next, ESPN New York. Michael, what's going on?
How are you guys?
Good. How are you?
Good. You were talking earlier about trading Soto or Lindor. I don't think Lindor is tradable. I mean, he's a 32-year-old shortstop.
Well, first of all, he does have a no trade, which we should point out.
Yeah, and he's also got a lot. I mean, even if you were to waive it, he's getting close to $40 million a year on the back 5 of his contract, and Soto's on the path to being one of the greatest hitters to ever play the game. I know he's got a lot of money, but the Giants, Yankees, Dodgers, Toronto, they would all be in on Soto. Lindor, no one's touching.
Here's the thing about Lindor. He has got, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years left at 34 per. He's got a bunch of years where it's deferred money. He's got $5 million a year that's deferred down the line. It's got we call it the DiPietro, except that was a buyout. That was a heist. This is more of just deferred money. I would look at this, and I still think that somebody might look at Lindor and make that trade when it's $150 million roughly left on the deal over the 5 years, and then whatever they do beyond that, the $5 million a year after that. I think I just don't know that anybody's going to lay out the kind of money for Soto that it would be, who obviously has a no trade as well.
Yeah, we're at the stage of Lindor, like 35, 36 years old, 37 years old. The back three, that's really old for a shortstop in baseball.
No, I understand, but I think at some point one of them's going to go, and it's not going to be Soto.
No, listen, Uncle Stevie may need to buy out the contract on Lindor. He may need to write him a check for $200 million to say goodbye.
I don't think that's going to happen. Like, here's the thing, guys. We keep talking about that. You may have to write him a check for $200 million to make him go away. Like,
who does that?
Who gets a check for $200 million to go away? Like Jimbo Fisher got a check for 90-some million to go away, and that's the biggest number I can remember. Maybe some
Mel Tucker got 90.
Yeah, maybe Exxon executives. I don't know. Somebody like that get that kind of money to go away. Nobody's writing a check, even when you're Steve Cohen. Steve Cohen didn't get to be Steve Cohen by writing a check for $200 million to go away.
Yeah, we gonna get something out of you.
It's not how that works. 800-919-3776, 800-919-ESPN. The Soto thing to me is really interesting for how this is going to play out. Because right now, to me, it's just as important as to what the production is as to how it looks when you've got two bright young players behind him in Ewing and Benj. And Bart, I really think it's important that if these guys are going to pay attention to how Soto does his business, that they're paying attention to all the right things the way that Soto does them, and not necessarily not demeanor, just the way in which he carries himself.
Bro, people are totally different, right? When you think about the Brickershaw was quiet.
I think I hit the dump button instead of the off button, so I just dumped whatever I said and then sneezed into the microphone. Is that accurate, Harvey? That's what just happened?
Yeah,
here?
I mean, they won't hear it on the radio, but YouTube.
Will they hear the sneeze, or will they hear the I don't know if they'll hear the sneeze.
No, on YouTube they hear everything. On the radio they won't.
Oh, I know on YouTube they did.
They're like, man, we gotta get Carlin an EpiPen, man. He always sneezing.
It's allergies, man. I have so much pet dander. We have a new dog.
Yeah. you need to buy stock in Afrin, man.
Let me tell you something.
In Benadryl.
I could blow the doors off a place if I really let a sneeze go. If I really let it go. Most of the time I have just kind of held it back a little bit.
I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow.
I told you the first thing that Fortenbaugh said to me when he saw me sneeze, it looked like a walrus shivering. Yeah. But I'm not allergic to the dog at all, which is weird because I was allergic to our last dog, and this dog isn't hypoallergenic from what I know. She gets all up in me.
Do we know if the dog is purebred?
No, the dog is not purebred.
Okay, so maybe they got mixed with a hyperallergenic dog,
maybe.
half and half.
But the dog is just all over me. Just jumps. Last night, I'm kind of leaning on the couch. I got my head against my hand. I'm like, no, I'm awake. And I'm like, no, I'm awake. No, I don't have to go to bed. No. And I'm kind of watching. Yeah. The dog just leaps forward at me, paw right to the face. Right to the face.
Like, you know what? I think I am sleepy. Man, that's your great couch, man. She's marking her territory.
Oh, it's her couch. It's her couch.
My couch,
damn sure. Because if you are in the spot, it's not going to work.
See, and the problem is you trained her to know that that's the spot. So it's the spoiled brat. You showed her where the spot was. See, if you would have started at the other spot, she would have said that spot like, that ain't even the spot I really wanted. You can have that. Have at it, chump.
But the problem is the spot is 3 different spots.
Yeah.
If I sit on one end of the couch and then she sits on the others, then she wants to sit on the end that I'm sitting on. Anyway.
She afraid of something? You got to get a rubber snake or something.
She's not afraid of anything. That's the thing, man. And what's so weird is that she's like reactive. So if she's on the leash and she's out and sees another dog, she goes ballistic. But if we're like at the dog park and she's off the leash, hi, how you doing?
Yeah.
Hey, you know, all that.
You know how it is. You know, like that little thing they do when the dog.
It's like, yeah.
And they open the sliding gate like.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, shut up.
Yeah. It's the equivalent of me saying to my buddy back in the day, hold me back.
Yeah.
Hold me back. I'm going to get at him.
Right. Then you let him go. Like, yeah, nobody holding you back.
You're good. Go ahead. Go get it.
Nah, you know what? Today not a good day for me to fight. I'm going to come back when I'm ready.
ESPN New York Beach Bash is back. Thursday, July 2nd, Bar A, Lake Como, New Jersey. It's going to be a warm one. I thought, Bart, last year, I put together the full white linen outfit. That's not going to be the outfit this year. I don't know if it's going to be as flashy, but
should be a Speedo.
Thinking about the headgear situation, because I cannot be out in that.
Oh man,
uncovered.
It'd be awesome. You with a headband, just soaking up all the sweat.
Look like fat Alex Caruso.
Then when you take it, you can wring it all out.
What I was going to do is I was at the gas station yesterday, getting the car filled up, and this guy has got this thing that goes over his head that looks like an umbrella.
Yeah.
You seen those things?
Oh, man, you know what you get?
And then maybe I get one that has the two little fans pointing down on me.
Yeah, they got the chain that's the fan that comes up.
Yeah. But that's the problem is I have no neck, so that'll be up on my chin here. It'll be like, hey.
I hear the propeller hitting your neck.
That thing will be hitting my lips.
The propeller hitting the bottom of your neck.
Anyway, it is at the Jersey Shore. And you can join the Michael K. Show, Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg, live, starting at 1 p.m., and an appearance by DiPietro Rothenberg, Bart, myself, and more. We're going to have plenty of giveaways for fans in attendance. We got a soccer watch party, and we got the chance for you to test your skills against Rick in net. Apparently, he said he would only do it if it was a regulation soccer net.
Yeah.
That's like 20 yards wide.
Yeah.
Hey, where are you putting that?
Is he doing it on the turf?
I don't know where he's doing
on the sand, right? Because it's all sand there.
I don't know. That sounds like a Rick problem. That's not a me problem.
I tell you what, we're going to have a hydration break.
Rick, a hydration station. Commercials coming right through. Anyway, we've got music from Surfing for Daisy. They're going to be playing an hour before and after the shows. It's all brought to you by Spike Dade, Boost Mobile, Miller Lite, Fanatics Fest NYC, and New Jersey Lottery. You must be at least 21 years of age to enter. On the way, we have got some audio files, including the response from the German team following the loss. Bart Carlin, ESPN.
Listen up. Fanatics Fest returns to the Javits Center July 16th through the 19th for 4 days of nonstop action right in the middle of the biggest sports weekend of the summer. See more than 500 athletes and celebrities, including Aaron Judge, Kevin Durant, Jalen Brunson, Jay-Z, Travis Scott, and hundreds more. All at the world's #1 sports fan festival. Tickets are on sale now. Grab yours before they're gone at fanaticsfest.com.
If you're heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, you're taking a risk most people don't think about until it's too late. Summer colds linger and can turn into sinus infections that last for weeks. Getting sick right now before vacation can derail everything. And when you're traveling, finding a doctor and pharmacy is stressful. That's why I ordered a medical emergency kit. It's like having urgent care and a pharmacy right at home. It includes essential prescriptions like amoxicillin and generic Z-Pak to treat a wide range of common and serious illnesses. So if you wake up sick at home or on the road, you already have what you need. No waiting for your doctor, no hours at urgent care, no pharmacy lines, no copays. Just match your symptoms to the right prescription in your guidebook or call their telemedicine doctor standing by. Start on your meds sooner and feel better faster. Every home needs at least one medical emergency kit. Order yours online in minutes and it's shipped to your door. And save $45 with my promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880. That's promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880.
If you've been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, then you need a lawyer who knows New York's unique personal injury and workers' compensation laws. At the Parisman Firm, they have decades of experience handling all types of accident cases and a proven track record of delivering huge results. Their team has already recovered nearly $1 billion for injured New Yorkers. From construction to car accidents and slips and falls, they've got you covered. Call the Parisman Firm now at 718-WORKERS, where your case is their cause. Get the justice you deserve today.
Hey, it's Alan Hahn. At Rings End, they're there to help realize your modern design visions. That's why they partner with Marvin. Engineered for big ideas, Marvin modern windows and doors deliver effortless elegance, expansive views, and industry-leading innovation, all in a modular system designed to meet the exacting principles of modern architecture. Experience Marvin Modern at a Rings End showroom today and create something stunning with them. Rings End is a certified Marvin installing retailer.
Hey Yankees fans, gather a group of 10 or more and take advantage of our 2026 Yankees group ticket specials. Whether you're getting together with family and friends, organizing a fundraiser, or entertaining clients, your group will love bonding over the Bronx Bombers. Start planning your 2026 group outings today. Log on to Yankees.com/groups. Call 212-YANKEES or email us at groups@Yankees.com. That's 2026 group tickets. Call 212-YANKEES or visit Yankees.com/groups today.
I'm David Ortiz. When I lost my mom, she was only 46, and I lost my dad to cancer. It was the worst pain I ever felt. It made me think, what will happen with the people I love when my time is up? That's why I have life insurance. Ethos makes it easy. It's all online, take about 10 minutes, and you can get up to $3 million in coverage.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid testimonial. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
In my world, you're always sorting through information, trying to find what matters most fast. Well, if you're hiring, you can now review all these resumes and applications faster thanks to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter has a new feature that instantly shows you the most interested, qualified candidates first. ZipRecruiter's matching technology finds qualified candidates quickly. And with ZipRecruiter's new feature, qualified candidates show up at the top of your list. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/sports. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Bart Carlin, ESPN New York, ESPN New York YouTube channel at 800-919-3776, 800-919-ESPN. Tom Bauer is here with audio files, Thomas. What do we have? Hit it, Harvey.
The audio file.
You know what that was? Tight. It was tight.
That's called a delayed reaction right there.
It was tight. And I mean this respectfully, Harvey, you move with the alacrity of a snail at times.
Is that the word of the day, alacrity?
Alacrity.
What the hell does that word even mean?
The ability, the alacrity is like, you know.
That means Carlin grew up playing
jumping
Scrabble.
Around.
I mean, Carlin grew up playing Scramble. That's the only reason he learned that word.
No, it means, you know, you're cat-like with your agility. Here's what I saw with Harvey. I looked over and I said audio files, and Harvey was like, okay, and let me pot this up and hit the button. 2, 3, 4. Accurate? Fair?
Yeah, I was like Juan Soto with the...
Yes! Yeah. Yes! You are the Juan Soto of this show. Exactly. You were Juan Soto, except that he was trying to make a play. You were just letting the ball bounce in front of you.
Yeah, it wasn't like Jason Domínguez trying to knock Jazz Chisholm down to the floor.
And then you turned around and you're like, Tom's got it. Yeah, no, I mean, I think Grassa said it this morning. At least Domínguez hit something.
He nearly got out of the game, too, when he crashed into the wall.
Oh, my God. Tom, floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. English Major. So I will start with Jason Domínguez while we're talking about it here. Yankees, of course, losing once again last night to Detroit, which is a word we don't like saying on the show when it comes to New Yorkers losing to certain cities.
Such a hater. Why does it matter? L's a L.
Yes, I am. An L's an L, but more importantly, there is a bigger L that could potentially be plaguing the Yankees here, and that could be losing Jazz Chisholm Jr. He and Jason Domínguez Jazz had a collision that might be leaving him out of the lineup today. I saw a tweet about that I'll read for you in a second. But Jason Domínguez first on his perspective of the collision with Jazz.
It was really unfortunate. I mean, they were playing infield in, so as soon as they hit the ball, in my mind, just said, you gotta go catch the ball. I call it, but obviously I don't call it louder enough. But really unfortunate what happened.
So Aaron Boone This is from Talking Yanks. He said, Jazz is not in tonight's lineup after colliding with Domínguez. He hopes to have Jazz available off the bench, but he's still waiting on an update for him. I believe he is in concussion protocol currently to make sure there are no long-term issues with Jazz.
Yeah, it doesn't. I shouldn't say it doesn't sound like he has one, but it sounded like when he said he's in protocol that Boone didn't necessarily buy into him being all that concerned. Is that fair to say? I mean, I don't think he'll be in the lineup today because you'd probably give him a day, but it didn't sound like Boone felt like that was a long-term issue.
Well, let's hear Boone's reaction to all that.
Right now, he's in concussion protocol, so we'll kind of see how he's doing tomorrow as well.
Has he been diagnosed with a concussion,
No.
or he's just in the protocol?
No, he's just in the protocol.
See, it doesn't really sound like he's over the top concerned about it.
It's all fun and games, so you can't read in the morning.
Yeah, that's accurate.
You just never know. Like concussions, they can be delayed.
How many do you think you've had?
I had
Only
one.
a couple?
I had one.
Yeah.
1 mile one.
I only did it once.
I finished the game, so
okay.
My symptoms went away by the end of the game.
But you never had it in the game outside of that.
I think I had one in the game, but we were down to like our last linebacker, and it was like the dude that he got hurt the first play. He was replacing Ray. Ray was out for the game, and he gets hurt the first play. So like we had to bring up a dude that literally was on practice squad the last day, like yesterday. Like he had never played before. And I had to not only call the plays, but I had to tell him exactly what he was supposed to do. But then I got like a mild concussion, and I had to put a visor on because the light was too sensitive.
Right.
And it's like, man, I say this dude. So because if I don't go, then we got to make like Trevor Price an inside middle linebacker.
Is that a giveaway in a game when somebody knows that he's just seen you put a visor on and then so-and-so got his bell rung?
Nah. Because some guys like visors. I never like visors because like can't breathe in it.
No, but like if they put it on in the middle of the game, like, oh, okay.
No, I could have played it off like I got poked in the eyeball or something like that.
Gotcha.
But yeah, so like it was crazy. And we ended up winning that game by Trevor Price blocking a field goal.
I've only had one once, and I slipped on some black ice on the top of a step, off the top of a step, and landed on the
head.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the worst.
Yeah.
The skull is unprotected behind that hook.
Yeah. That one was a rough one. Anyway, next.
All right, and we'll hear a little bit more from Aaron Boone because, the other day when asked if things would snowball.
That's what we do, baby.
Sounded very relaxed about things when.
That's what we do, baby.
That's what we do, baby. He thought they would keep winning, but now they have lost 5 straight. Aaron Boone on losing 5 straight.
Obviously it's been, 4 or 5 games where, we haven't put a lot on the board. You got to play clean baseball, and we got to do a better job of that. Obviously we got some guys down and a little out of position maybe, so that factors in. But we got to, especially when we're not swinging it like we're going to typically, you got to take care of the ball, and we haven't done a good enough job of that.
Listen, I don't mean to be Pollyanna about this, but the way the Yankees have kind of swung back and forth with the Rays, they were back 6 games, then they swung back in front of them so quickly. Now the Rays have picked up 5 again on them in a blink of an eye. Like, I almost don't worry about it. I'm going to have a lot of trouble this year really worried about the Yankees at all during the regular season unless there's a major injury. This is very, very much feeling like the Knicks down the stretch of the season for the last 2 months where you just knew where they were going to end up and that none of it mattered.
Yeah, nobody really cares about. It's like the Yankees wake me up during the postseason. Wake me up then, and then we'll care and worry about them. Almost like the Knicks. Like the Yankees are judged on such a totally different scale than anybody else because it's just atypical. You can just pencil in every year they're going to win, 90 to 100 games, and they're going to get to the postseason. But what we worry about is what they're going to do when they get there. The season starts then. And I think that's why sometimes teams like them, they get bored, they get lackadaisical because they're trying to fast forward the season to the end, to the good part.
Next.
All right, and now the Knicks have some news. Somebody got paid, and his name is Landry Shamet, accepting a 4-year deal to return to the New York Knicks. Thank God they've got a signature bench piece back for next year's squad. Ian Begley on SNY talked about Shamet taking a discount to make the comeback happen.
Landry Shamet, if he had waited until 6 p.m. Tuesday, would have received offers higher than the one that he agreed to return to New York. He would have gotten offers from several contenders that were more than the 4 years, $24 million deal that he agreed to sign with the Knicks. So Shamet basically agreeing to take less to come back to New York. Part of the reason is an obvious one, defending the title that he won here with the Knicks. So Knicks really doing a great piece of business here. 4 years, $24 million, bringing back Shamet. Had they let him hit the open market, it might have been a different story.
Okay. It's great that he's back, okay?
Yeah.
If I'm Landry Shamet, what the hell are you doing? I'm saying to Landry Shamet, what the hell are you doing? Go get every damn penny that you can right now.
No, see, it's something about being at a place.
You think he's going to make that money up here?
Yes.
You think so?
I mean, he's going to make half of it going by Fanatics. Just think, he go to Fanatics every year if the Knicks are playing well. They still going to be bringing, next year, they're going to be bringing championship stuff for him to sign next year.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he'll make that up. In autograph signings, going to like sit-ins, bar mitzvahs, like for real.
Yeah.
Like because
what do they pay? What does it cost to get what does it cost to get Landry Shamet right now to show up at a bar mitzvah?
I mean,
or like a one-time event kind of thing.
I forgot Peyton Manning was like $100,000 or something like that.
That's Peyton Manning.
Yeah, but like here, so
like Landry Shamet right now, $25,000, $50,000,
easy, for nothing. Just show up.
For an hour?
1 hour. He going to be showing up to, like, MetLife to do, like, TED Talks or meet and greets or panel talk. He'll make an extra $2 million a year just from doing that stuff.
Okay. All right. You know better than me.
And the thing is, the fact that he's here, he still gets a bass in I was the Knick that won the championship. Like,
my
if
only
he's
problem
somewhere
though
else, he has to come back.
Yeah, my only problem is, like, come next trade deadline, they got to shoot. They got to, turn around and trade him for something. That's all.
Who else was going to pay him $6 million a year?
Well, he's saying he would have gotten more.
Yeah, more, but and then how much security you got there? Because then they'll get you out of here.
Yeah.
Like, you have a specific defined role here.
Next.
So, of course, with Landry Shamet returning, that also means one other thing for the New York Knicks. They're going to have to wait and see what happens with Mitchell Robinson, but as Ian Begley will continue to talk about, the chances of Robinson returning,
New York, if it still wants to remain below that second apron team salary level, they're going to have a very hard time re-signing Mitchell Robinson. Nearly impossible after this Shamet signing. As we've been saying, they would have to pick one or the other if they were going to stand under that second apron. And so now it appears as if Mitchell Robinson has played his last game as a Knick, unless owner James Dolan and the Knicks decide to exceed that second apron. Because if they decide to exceed that second apron, it changes what they can offer Mitchell Robinson to bring him back to New York, but no indication as of yet that Dolan and the Knicks are going to exceed that second apron. We'll see how things play out heading into Tuesday, 6 p.m., the start of NBA free agency.
What are you most fascinated by tonight? Listen, Mitch coming back, I think we all thought it was highly unlikely to begin with. But what are you most fascinated by tonight? And we're going to get into some more of it over the next few minutes, but still.
You talking about Mitch Robinson?
No, I'm talking about the league with the beginning tonight.
I mean, it's just so much going on, man. Like, it feels like a lot of hay was already in the barn, but just kind of figuring out, like, the Jalen Duren thing. Now, all of a sudden, he wants to be traded to Sacramento. How many times have you ever heard those three words mentioned, right? But Scott Perry's there, a Detroit guy, a former Knick exec as well, trying to make a big splash. You have, like, what's going to happen with LeBron James. I think everybody's waiting and anticipating that. Will Anthony Davis get moved? And when you talk about the Giannis trade, does this Giannis trade continue to grow? Does this Giannis trade, because we remember it's straight up, but we said, the Kevin Durant trade was straight up, and then it involved 7 teams later, right? So, the NBA is a lot more unique when it comes to this type of stuff than the NFL.
Yeah.
NFL is usually like, oh, this player, that player, salary cap, whatever. Like, here you got to match the money. You got to do all this different stuff.
Yeah, but there's a lot that's going to happen here. I mean, I'm pretty sure Kawhi's going to end up being a member of the Raptors.
I hear what they're saying, that Minnesota's
trying to get in the mix. Heavy.
They say they're heavy trying to get in. And it'd be interesting, like Jalen Duren.
Melo, Ant, and Kawhi. Wow.
And Rudy at the back. You got two guys. You got three guys. The only person that can't play defense is LaMelo.
I am praying for this Golden State thing to happen.
Yeah.
I think that'd be amazing.
Be great for basketball,
man.
It'd
be so good.
Be great for basketball. I mean, it's the last thing you can do for Clay.
And then
the last thing you can do for Steph.
World Cup, Tom. What's our last one?
Oh, yes. The knockout stages happened yesterday. Brazil beating Japan to advance. Morocco beating Netherlands 3-2 on penalties to advance.
The Dutch!
And, well, sadly.
There are two things I can't stand.
What are your two things?
Racism and the Dutch. I'm kind of paraphrasing the line from Austin Powers.
I love
the intolerance of other races and cultures and the Dutch.
It's because you've never been to the red light district, baby.
And there's one more game that happened yesterday. Paraguay defeating Germany. That upset happened. Paraguay advancing 4-3 on penalties. Germany eliminated from the World Cup. We have.
I mean, listen, we watched them the other day, and they went out lost to Ecuador when we were in Hoboken.
Yeah.
And now Germany, one of the favorites, is out.
Four titles. Yeah, won't be a fifth.
And we have an exclusive locker room piece from Julian Nagelsmann, the German head coach, talking to his team after the game. That is David Hasselhoff saying you guys are swine from the movie Dodgeball.
I'm about to say, I just want to make sure that's not racist because I don't want to be involved in any of this.
Now, the best jokes are the one you have to explain. Bart Carlin, ESPN New York, and on the ESPN New York YouTube channel. Well done, Tom. 800-919-3776. I'm sorry, did Bart just say he was afraid of being involved in something that might be perceived as racist? What? I'm sorry. Have you not paid attention the last 2 years to what I've been doing?
Yeah, but I've never been on the receiving end.
Exactly. Kind of sucks, doesn't it? Bart Carlin, ESPN New York.
The World's Game at BetMGM is here. Bet on the soccer showdowns with 2-up early payouts so that if you're up 2, BetMGM will pay you. That's right. Place a pregame, straight match result bet on any tournament game. If at any point your team is up by 2 goals, you'll instantly win your bet. Then enjoy BetMGM's same-game parlays, daily promotions, player props, and so much more for the World's Game. Don't miss your shot at an early win with 2-up early payout to get paid out if at any point your team is up by 2 goals, regardless of the final outcome of the match. Make it a tournament to remember with BetMGM. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus years of age to wager and physically present in New York only. New and existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Additional terms and restrictions may apply.
Skechers elite athlete OG Anunoby has been making history on the basketball court.
Anunoby tips it in. Unbelievable. What a shot.
He's been balling out in Skechers high-performance basketball sneakers, and the world is noticed. But how does OG train off the court to keep in peak physical condition? Hands-free Skechers Slip-ins Aeroburst. They help prepare OG for the physical demands of playing at a championship level. Get your pair of Aeroburst for only $165 at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever high-performance running shoes are sold.
You matter, and so does your well-being. If you're facing tough moments, struggling with anxiety, depression, thoughts of suicide, or substance use, help is here anytime you need it. Call, text, or chat 988 for free confidential support. New Jersey's 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is here 24/7 for you or someone you love, with trained counselors who listen and care without judgment. You matter. Remember New Jersey's 988. A message from the New Jersey Department of Human Services.
Right now, police are stepping up patrols to make sure drivers and pedestrians obey our crosswalk laws. Why? Because every year in New York, people are injured or killed just crossing the street. So remember, pedestrians, obey traffic signals and use crosswalks. And drivers, yield to pedestrians in crosswalks. If you don't, we will educate you on the law, and you may get a ticket. Because tickets get attention, and that saves lives. A message from the Governor's Traffic Safety Committee.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
In sports, the tape never tells the whole story. Hiring is no different. AI can make candidates look like an MVP on paper, so knowing the person and the skills behind the resume matters. That's where Robert Half changes the game. Our recruiters combine their expertise with award-winning AI to evaluate skills and fit quickly. Learn how we can find you specialized talent in finance, accounting, technology, and more. At Robert Half, we know talent. Visit roberthalf.com/talent today.
The ESPN New York Beach Bash is back. Thursday, July 2nd at Bar A in Lake Como, New Jersey. Head down to the Jersey Shore and join the Michael K. Show and Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg live starting at 1 p.m. Plus, there'll be appearances from DiPietro and Rothenberg, as well as Bart and Carlin. We'll have plenty of giveaways for fans in attendance, a soccer watch party, and the chance to test your skills by trying to kick a soccer goal past Rick DiPietro. Save DiPietro! Plus, music from Surfing for Daisy. It's all brought to you by Spike Dave, Boost Mobile, Miller Lite, Fanatics Fest NYC, and New Jersey Lottery. You must be at least 21 years of age to enter.
Bart and Carlin, ESPN New York, on the ESPN New York YouTube channel, where you can go, you can make your comments, and we will get them into the show. 800-919-3776, 800-919-ESPN. A couple of the comments coming in. Black Metronome, winning games and making $6 million a year sounds like a great deal to me, but I'm just some poor schmuck on a working salary. Now, I understand that. My point is always the same, and Bart's right. And he certainly knows a lot better than me that you can make a lot of that money back. My only thought is, whenever you have the hammer, you swing it, and you get as much money as you can when you are the kind of player that Landry Shamet is.
But being a journeyman, he finally found the place where they respect him, they love him, and he has a defined role. Like, remember when he first got here with Tibbs, he sat on the bench pretty much the whole year.
I know, but my problem with this is, in this league, that can last 6 months and you can be traded.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think he's earned the favor of the organization. I mean, in the Cavs series, he shot 91% from three.
But we all know that's not going to happen again, you know?
But then the series before that, he shot 41%.
Mm-hmm.
And he plays defense, and you needed somebody to come in there to play defense and somebody to make big shots when Brunson draws all. He found a perfect role. He goes somewhere else. Another team might need him to do something different.
Javi from Queens, I'm not exactly sure what Shamet would have seen on the open market, but a 4-year deal with the defending champions.
What 10 for 40? I mean, 4 for 40? Maybe it's the best he can probably think of.
$16 million more.
I know what I'm saying, that he can hope for.
Yeah, that's $16 million more. You're going to make all of that back?
Let's say maybe, 4 for 32.
Here's my thing. Bird in the hand, okay? I understand that there's a good chance I'll be able to make that back. But I don't know what happens a year from now. Even if I'm only here for a year, I'm not going to be in New York. I might get traded somewhere else.
He also didn't know what he would get out there and who it was going to be.
Listen,
they had a contract.
Do I want to go to the Sacramento Kings? Of course I don't.
I mean, they had a contract in front of his face.
Yeah.
Here, sign right here. Nobody else could do that. They can talk about what they're going to do. They can't actually do it.
Did the Ravens have one in front of you before you came here?
Yeah.
And why did you say no to that at the time?
Because I felt like it was time for me to have my own team and be my own man. And I wanted to be with Rex because I knew more about Rex than I knew about Harbaugh.
Was the money roughly the same?
It was exactly the same.
It was exactly the same.
Pretty much. Maybe a little bit less.
Really?
Yeah.
It was a little less to come here.
No, a little less. Well,
to stay.
Well, here still wasn't my highest offer.
Right. It was the Browns, right?
No, the Lions.
Oh, the Lions. And you said you weren't going to go to the Lions.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. So Shamet can say, oh, yeah. Memphis. Sounds great. Get his ass carjacked day 2.
I can't find it because we're just not hitting it nearly as much. Where's the alarm? Is it around here somewhere? Do we have it, Tom? Oh, there it is. We doubled up for a sec. Sorry, I turned mine off, and then you...
It had an echoing effect.
We just had people running off the Belt Parkway.
It's like, oh, damn.
Richard in Manhattan.
Chris, Bart, you guys, I think, are just understating what the Yankees are going through. I don't know if Fried is coming back good. I don't know if Cole will regain his form. I don't know Judge can play the outfield. I don't know when the hell Stanton is coming back. Grisham, who knows? There are a lot of problems. What they did from last Thursday on is epic. The Red Sox were the worst home team in baseball, and they won 4 straight from the Yankees, and they won again yesterday. Look what they did. And the Yankees lost again. I mean, in some ways, really, what the Yankees have done since last Thursday is just about as shocking as what the Knicks did in the playoffs.
No, it's
Nobody suspected that. Nobody expected it.
No, it's
well, no, it's not the gravity. No, Chris, you're
it's not even as
what I'm
shocking.
saying.
It's not even as shocking. I understand what you're saying. You're saying it's as shocking to get swept and lose 5 in a row as the Knicks going through shockingly and blowing other teams out. Not as shocking. No. The Knicks blowing other teams out and having the largest point differential ever in NBA playoff history, more shocking considering where they were than the Yankees losing 5 in a row, because in baseball, teams lose 5 in a row. That happens.
See this happen. We've seen this with the Yankees every year. Like we went and we did a little three-year thing. They're right on point. They're doing this without some of their best players. And we're saying, oh, wait, we don't know if Freed's coming back, how Cole's going to. We still think that they're going to maybe go out and get Skubal.
My other problem, though, is simply the rest of the American League stinks. And it's as much as I have the faith in the Yankees, I don't have faith in anybody else in the league right now. Nobody. I mean, Buster's trying to sell us on Seattle last week. I don't even know. They might be a game under. They were a game under yesterday. The win last night?
Yeah, we don't believe it.
God. Bart Carlin, ESPN New York.
Tickets are on sale now at fanaticsfest.com as Fanatics Fest NYC returns to the Javits Center on Thursday, July 16th through the 19th. The world's #1 sports fan festival puts you where sports, collecting, culture, and entertainment collide. See stars like Tom Brady, Aaron Judge, Jalen Brunson, and hundreds more, including live panels and podcasts, exclusive merch, and Fanatics games with $2 million in prizes. Go to fanaticsfest.com to get your tickets today.
If you're heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, you're taking a risk most people don't think about until it's too late. Summer colds linger and can turn into sinus infections that last for weeks. Getting sick right now before vacation can derail everything. And when you're traveling, finding a doctor and pharmacy is stressful. That's why I ordered a medical emergency kit. It's like having urgent care and a pharmacy right at home. It includes essential prescriptions like amoxicillin and generic Z-Pak to treat a wide range of common and serious illnesses. So if you wake up sick at home or on the road, you already have what you need. No waiting for your doctor, no hours at urgent care, no pharmacy lines, no copays. Just match your symptoms to the right prescription in your guidebook or call their telemedicine doctor standing by. Start on your meds sooner and feel better faster. Every home needs at least one medical emergency kit. Order yours online in minutes and it's shipped to your door. And save $45 with my promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880. That's promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880.
From your neighborhood stop to the city and back, New Jersey Transit keeps your day moving. Reliable, convenient, and ready when you are. We're on this ride together. So keep aisles clear, use headphones, and be mindful of fellow riders. Small actions make a big difference, especially during travel times. New Jersey Transit. Ride together, ride better. Plan your trip at njtransit.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759.
Tax Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
ESPN New York. Now streaming live on YouTube. Subscribe today and watch the show. WHSQ and WCBS FM HD2 New York. Bart Scott.
What the hell?
Chris Carlin.
Take a hike. We're good.
This is Bart and Carlin.
Buckle your chin strap. We about to bang.
On ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Noon o'clock. Bart and Carlin, ESPN New York YouTube channel where you can make your comments and you can be a part of the show. 800-919-3776 is the best place to be a part of the show. NBA free agency begins tonight. We'll get into some of that in a few minutes. We've spent a lot of time on the Mets today. Haven't spent a ton of time on the Yankees. We'll get to that. But first of all, it is noon, which of course means what?
It's the Bower hour.
Ihr seid alle Schweine!
Dodgeball is such a good quotable movie. It's so amazing.
The Bower Hour.
Bauer, were you broken up when the Germans lost? You being German?
I wasn't very happy about it. I believe I got a text informing me about what happened because I was driving, and the text I sent back involved a word I can't say on FCC airwaves.
You got that bent out of shape, huh?
I was not happy. I wanted Germany to, if the U.S. wasn't winning.
Was your text back to the point where you were wishing harm on somebody a la Wemby in the finals?
No, not nearly that seriously. The Knicks come way more than the
Germans.
Than the Germans do, like in terms of my power rankings of teams.
Understood. But they did elicit some sort of an emotional response.
Yes, it did. The response was let's just say there was a little bit of anger.
We got the Ivory Coast today going up against Norway. Let's go Ivory Coast.
Row.
France and Sweden. And then Mexico and Ecuador. I'm kind of rooting for Ecuador.
Yeah, because Ecuador is one that Tom's rooting for him because he was like, oh, we lost to the champs.
So it'll make us look better.
Got your ass whooped by Ecuador. Ecuador. Got a gross GDP of 2,000.
And then the U.S. men play tomorrow. Is that correct? Against Bosnia-Herzegovina tomorrow night, 8 o'clock.
That's right. Are we just I wonder if the refs got the assignment right. Like, hey.
Keep it fair.
No, not fair.
Yeah.
Keep it Beasley. Americans are winning.
I don't put anything past anybody anymore. Anybody's capable of anything. 800-919-3776. The Yankees, as we said, have lost 5 in a row at this point, and the people are getting bent out of shape about it, and I understand why. Because basically, we are in late June, about to be in July, and you need something to get worked up about because
exactly
the Yankees right now are a game and a half behind the Rays, who have overtaken them because of this stretch, because of losing 5 in a row at the coincidental time when the Rays have won 5 in a row. And so the Yankees now find themselves just 12 games over 500. And yet, I look around the rest of the American League, and what exactly am I supposed to be remotely concerned about? Why would I be concerned about the Rays, who have a record that is slightly better than the Yankees at 15 over 500, but have scored only 24 runs more than their opponents this year? White Sox, 5 games over, plus 24 on the year. That does nothing for me. Tigers are 13 under, and they've scored 1 more run than they've allowed. And then the only other plus team in the American League would be the Mariners, who are at 500 right now, and they're a plus 8 on the year. There is nobody out there. The Yankees are a plus 97. And I know we get caught up in numbers like this too much sometimes, but I'm telling you, the Yankees, on paper, even without Judge right now, are still the best team in the American League. They may have lost 5 in a row, but that kind of thing's going to happen. They just have to make sure it's not happening at the wrong time.
Yeah, I think it's the dog days of summer, so to speak. And I think, the Yankees kind of do this every year. They have it most of the time. It's either in June, July, or August where they kind of lose focus. And you heard Boone. Boone didn't seem panicked. He didn't seem concerned a bit. You talk about, Richard was talking about, you don't know if this pitching is going to be that and this pitcher is going to do that, come back. That's why I say just go get Skubal. Stack the deck.
I don't disagree, because as much as you might say the Yankees don't need him, what the Yankees do need to do is dominate in some way. And if they have that level of pitching, those 4 starters, and you can back up the back end of your rotation into the bullpen, all of a sudden things might look a whole lot better.
Yeah,
lot better.
You're gonna have to be able to sit down. You're gonna have to be able to sit some of these Dodgers hitters down. And you need horses in the stable. So you definitely want to make sure that you stack the deck, because the problem is in the postseason the Yankees don't hit. Well, you probably want to make sure that the other team can't hit either.
Yeah, probably so.
Oh, you need hitting. No, you need somebody that can keep the score down for you too.
What generally ends up winning in the postseason? Pitching.
Exactly.
Pitching. When you have great pitching and you can shut down the opponent,
and if guys are going
late,
and you be like, all right, I started yesterday, but I can give you some bullpen help if we got to do a bullpen game.
Then there's last night with the Mets, and in the first inning, as they turn a single into a Little League home run, I turned to Juan Soto, and I'm not going to sit here and try to make Juan Soto into Manny Ramirez in terms of being a knucklehead, okay?
He's not even close to that.
My biggest concern right now, I believe in Soto and how hard he works and everything that he is. Fans are going to watch him, and with the effortless way he plays, they're going to think that he comes across as lazy. There's going to be a Robinson Cano type feeling to that. I thought you put that brilliantly earlier when you said that it's very much like that, where people are going to look at him and they're going to see him kind of nonchalant to play like that, and the ball bounces past him and ends up all the way back at the wall. Then Ewing misplays it. My biggest concern, Bart, right now, believe it or not, isn't even necessarily winning with the Mets. It's what the rest of it looks like. It's what the rest of it looks like. And what the rest of it looks like is not good right now.
I mean, it's really about and you heard Terry earlier, for those that didn't hear, about, in New York you don't start over, sell off pieces, you reload. There's not a place you can do that at. But I don't know. I mean, it's the first time for everything. I just don't know how we get out of this, right? And talking about Andy and connection to the team and all that type of stuff, I thought Terry said a lot of things that you can really lean on. I just don't know how a guy like Andy, who doesn't have a relationship, he has a relationship with some of the young guys because he used to manage down there, but
doesn't know the veterans.
Right, don't know the veterans. And it's really about getting those veterans, because they set the environment for the young players.
If you didn't hear it, we had Terry Collins on earlier in the show. Go back on the podcast and check it out. Bart Carlin, wherever you get your podcasts. Highly advise that you do that, especially over on the YouTube channel. Terry was excellent and was talking about that very thing, among other things. I worry about just how it looks to the younger players. Now, having said that... Can't wait. I don't know if we're going to call this... it is breaking news, but... yeah. Shams. LeBron James will continue his NBA career for the 26-27 season, and has informed the Los Angeles Lakers that the franchise can move on without him.
Oh,
because he will play. He will play elsewhere. That is what Clutch Sports CEO Rich Paul,
LeBron James,
tells ESPN. So LeBron is going to continue to play, but it's going to be somewhere else.
Right, because we didn't know if he was going to play or not. So that was the whole thing.
Well, we knew he was going to play. Come on. Did you think LeBron was walking away and quitting? Come on.
The Los Angeles Lakers have now stretched and DFA'd or cut Bronny James.
I don't think they need to stretch him. Wouldn't that imply that he was making a lot of money?
Right. Take your son, too.
After 8 seasons with the Lakers, 8 years with the Lakers.
Only one chip. Only one appearance.
And it was the Fugazi one, including leading the franchise to the 2020 NBA championship. He departs and enters free agency, set to join a new team. Rob Pelinka and Rich Paul spoke a short time ago about the 4-time champion's plans. James chose to inform the Lakers well before the start of free agency tonight.
How's it
well
it's
before.
6 hours. 6 hours.
Listen.
Well before.
Oh, my God. See, Sham's got to do what he's got to do here, okay? I understand that. James chose to inform the Lakers well before the start of free agency tonight out of courtesy and appreciation for their run together and to allow L.A. to conduct its offseason business. By the way, tonight I'm out. 6 hours. Go to work, fellas. Out of courtesy and appreciation. Oh, my God. Please. See, this is the thing with LeBron. And I'm fascinated. I cannot wait to see if he goes to Golden State. I cannot wait. LeBron.
Well, we know somewhere else. Where else would it go?
In Golden State. I'd have to look. I mean, could he? He's going to take, obviously, a lot less money to go somewhere else. Golden State can give him the full mid-level exception, which is $15 million.
LeBron doesn't need money.
But LeBron has always taken the most.
Yeah, but he doesn't.
Don't forget that.
But he know he wasn't going to get the money there either. So let me go and show you that I can go and put together. The only thing he got left is control. And he has control of, I'm going to bring me and AD. So now I have my boy that I'm bringing with me to team up with 2 dudes that's already boys. You know what I'm saying? And Draymond. So, I feel like I'm not out there by myself because I know AD. But I wonder if AD, you got me traded, bro. But,
I mean, LeBron didn't really get AD traded.
Yeah, they didn't know. He didn't know.
I mean, what got AD traded was the fact that the Mavericks were willing to do something dumb.
He got AD a vacation for nothing. He basically got him a paid year to sit down and do absolutely nothing.
All right, so Golden State just re-signed Porzingis, 2 years and $40 million.
Oh, so that
yeah.
Look what that sounds like.
So just think about this for a second.
I mean, AD can play the 4, which he hates playing center.
Steph, AD, LeBron, and potentially Draymond at a discounted number?
Yeah.
I mean,
20, 25.
And they'll play.
And LeBron, all right, if you're going to do it, then I'll take less money.
And then those guys will all take turns taking nights off. They'll collectively probably play 50 games each during the regular season.
That's including Porzingis because he don't play a whole season either.
And they'll be ready to go for the playoffs.
That's a hell of a out, bro. Like Porzingis, even in the West, Porzingis, Wemby. Then you got AD helping defense to lean towards Wemby's side. Then they got to figure out how they're going to castle against, LeBron. Oh, man. I'm with this. I hate this. My Pistons are losing. And, man, we worried about
Jalen Duren wants out.
But the thing is, we worried about signing him. We trying to get another star. We ain't got time. Bro, we ain't got time to worry about you, man. We trying to get the next guy next to him. I still think the Pistons trade for the kid from Miami that went to Milwaukee.
Kid from Miami that went to
the shooter.
That would be Tyler Hero.
Tyler Hero.
Yeah.
I think they still get Tyler Hero.
Maybe.
If not, Norm Powell.
The one thing to remember about Tyler Hero is he's from Milwaukee. He's from the Milwaukee area.
Yeah,
so if there's any reason
you want to go somewhere where you're going to win, a team that won
the
East.
I understand that, but if there's any reason for Milwaukee to want to keep him just based on trying to get anybody to go watch that team next year, that might be it. That might be it. By the way, there's one other thing we have not touched on. Have you seen the body cam footage from when Diana Rossini got pulled over?
No.
All right, so there was the story in
she
the
get
New
pulled
York.
Over?
This was a few months back. There was the story in the New York Times last week about Diana. It was the beginning of the story, and there really was not a whole lot of new stuff that was shed light on with her and Vrabel and all that stuff. But it was interesting that the Times did it because they own The Athletic.
Oh.
And I'm wondering what that's about. But the beginning of the story was she was getting pulled over for texting while driving. And the officer starts talking to her, and she says, you know, she's a football reporter, and it was the day that McDermott got fired. And so she's like, I'm sorry, I'm in the middle of reporting news, I'm breaking news. And she told the cop she's a reporter, McDermott was fired, told him that Brian Dable wants the job, asked if he was a Jet fan or a Giant fan. When he said the Vikings, she pulled up a text with Kevin O'Connell and implied that J.J. McCarthy sucks. Well, first of all, spot the lie. Does J.J. McCarthy not suck and I missed it so far?
That's crazy. She's like, well, what do you know? I gave you some inside information.
Listen, the biggest thing here, obviously you can't be texting while driving. That's my biggest thing coming out of it.
But we've all done it.
It's happened. But
responded to something or talked on the phone.
Why do you think this story is not going away?
I don't know.
Listen, we've talked about it. She's our friend. I have not spoken to her since this all happened. She's our friend, has been on the show many times and always got along great with her and never had any issues. Whatever this is, honestly, all I care about is her as a friend and her family. And, like, I can't imagine this has been anything short of a nightmare. And some of it...
I'm trying to wake up from the nightmare, but nobody will let you.
But this is the thing. Why do you think this is continuing to go on as long as it is?
I don't know, man. Like I think it's an infatuation because do we ever remember a time where we had this type of scandal, even though it's on a small scale, where we had a reporter and a coach and it was verified? I don't know if we've ever had that. I'm sure it's happened before.
I think part of it is the way that Vrabel's handled it, which has not been well. Vrabel has not handled this well at all.
You went to I'm going to counseling, all that stuff. Left her ass out there.
All I can tell you is, like, on the Diana front, like, people are making her out like she's this bad person. Diana's not a bad person. Come on. Like, knowing everything I just told you, Diana was just always a little goofy, a little wacky. Like, that all tracks for me, just knowing her personality.
I mean, I don't look at her any differently. I mean, listen, let he without sin cast the first stone.
Absolutely true.
So I don't get involved in that. Like, we don't know. I don't know her situation. I don't know what led her to that. You know what I'm saying? I know that she's going to be held accountable for her actions. And,
I think a lot of that
we all know what we sign up for.
Yeah, and we have seen her held accountable for whatever has happened at this point.
She's probably the only one that's been held accountable.
Oh, I don't think there's any doubt.
So that's the thing. She's the only one that's been held accountable. But you understand when you play this game, this football game, this NFL game, this reporter game, that's the risk you take when you make those decisions. We all know that it's a possibility that you can get caught. Not the first person that dated an athlete, not the first person that got down with a coach. I can make a book. A storybook just about hookups.
But there have been so many stories over the years that have kind of gone along this route that just seemingly wouldn't die, and then they eventually do. I can't remember one that's gone as long as this has.
Yeah, because we always say, like, oh, man, don't worry, it'll pass over. Just lay low.
Yeah. This one has not.
And you know it's going to come back. It's going to come back when football season starts. When the Patriots go to training camp, it's going to come up. And when reporters get around, they're going to ask Vrabel about it.
Yeah, I have a lot of trouble with this one just from the whole family standpoint. You know, I just think it sucks for everybody else that's involved and has to be in the middle of it. Unfortunately, yeah, some of it is brought on yourself, but I still continue to. Here's the thing. I don't like to bail on friends when they're in a bad place.
Right.
You know? And I think this has been a bad. And like I said, I haven't spoken to her.
I help you through the bad place, and then I'll decide afterwards. But I'm not going to pile on you when everybody else is piling on you.
I just want the best for her and for her family and for all of that to. I wish for her that the story would go away.
You know, up next, you just got to go to Paradise Island or something like that. You know what I'm saying? You got to go on one of these TV things. You're going to be the villain. They're going to pay you as the villain. You might as well make some money off of it. You know what I'm saying?
Ugh.
Go to,
You're right, though.
What's Big Brother, Big
Sister? There have been plenty of people. This is what really bothers me about the whole thing.
Got to flip it.
The people who have reveled in this,
they've been waiting.
Are plenty of people. Well, not just that. Are exactly what you're pointing to. We want to go and check out what you've done? We want to go down that road?
Yeah.
Because there have been plenty of people who have weighed in on this, who have done far worse things that they've been punished for and things that they haven't been punished for and were enabled on, and they're running their mouths about it too. So it's like, shut up, because it could very easily be you, but they're enjoying this so much.
You know what they say?
Nobody is without fault, man.
You know what they say?
Nobody.
They say, like Dave Chappelle say, when a hero falls, cowards laugh.
That's a great call. And listen, I've been one of those people, in rooting for negative things for sports teams and things like that. But, I don't get rooting against a person like this.
Yeah.
We've all had people who have done us wrong, right?
Mm-hmm.
We've all had people who have done us wrong. Like, you guys know some of the people who have done literally the two of us wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't wish for ill things for them anymore. No, I don't wish for ill things for them. It's just like, why would you enjoy this much infliction of pain on somebody for mistakes that they made along the way? I don't get that.
Like, listen, yesterday, we really didn't talk about it a lot, but my world was shook, man. This Chris Johnson thing puts things in perspective for me, man.
Oh my God. I can only imagine.
I can't think of something more tragic. We've had Gleason, we've had
O.J.
Brigant. This is the first superstar that everybody knew. When I mentioned Gleason, some people know him, some people don't. When I mention O.J. Brigant, some people might know, some people don't.
Everybody knows who Chris Johnson is.
Everybody knows Chris Johnson. And the fact when they showed the film of what he was doing 9 months ago, running around, teaching at a camp, all that type of stuff, to 9 months can't pick up your daughter. We know in the sports world, and it's not just in the football world, it's not just limited to football, basketball, baseball. That can be any of us. Any of us. And a lot of people think that we're superhuman and different and all that type of stuff. Man, when it comes to this, he got 4 kids. He's 39 years old. I've never seen such a reaction throughout the sports world. People reacting to that interview yesterday.
Just awful. I feel just awful. And he was diagnosed in 2025.
Yeah.
And now already is speaking through the computer, right?
Yeah.
And
speaking with his eyes already.
It just strikes me.
They told him to get his affairs in order. It's
it's amazing. There is nothing that they can do about this particular disease.
It's 100% fatal.
Boog Shambi, who does the Cubs and is an ESPN broadcaster, has been heavily involved in this for a very long time in ending ALS and raising money for ALS research.
My uncle died from ALS.
I didn't know that.
It was quick. He was one of the most brilliant men that there ever was. And then he got diagnosed and he was gone in 8 months.
I just can't imagine that the prison that the body becomes when the mind is still working in every way, but you have no functionality in any other physical way.
Yeah, clearly his mind still works because he's speaking and articulating himself using his eyes. Yeah.
It's an awful story. Oh.
So all the other stuff that's going on in the world, I'm kind of numb to it.
Yeah.
Because I haven't been able to accept it. You know what I mean? The fact that we don't know what role football played, because he has no history of that in his family at all.
How much does it scare you?
It scares everybody because you don't know. My uncle got ALS. He got it late. My uncle was in his late 60s, early 70s. And then it's just cancer is brutal and it drags out, but you have more hope, right? You hear cancer, you hear, I could beat it. you hear ALS, it's like, it's a wrap. It's only a matter of time. Like, ALS is a bigger death sentence than cancer.
Yeah.
Stage 1, 2, 3, 4, whether it's pancreatic cancer. I had a buddy had pancreatic cancer, came back from that, lived another 7 years before something else took him out. Former teammate. You know what I mean? When you hear ALS, you know exactly like, yeah, it's like, what do you say?
Boog has a foundation called Project Main Street, and it is giving unrestricted financial grants to people who are living with ALS. Now, Boog Chambi is tremendous broadcaster, better person. You see him all over ESPN. He does the World Series on ESPN Radio, and he's the Cubs day-to-day broadcaster. Grew up here on Roosevelt Island, just across.
I didn't know people lived on the island. I see the apartment buildings. I'm like, it just feels like a fake place.
To get involved, go to Project Main Street with the ST, not STREET. ProjectMainST.org. It's just a horrible, horrible disease. And it's such a terribly sad story with Chris Johnson. Those continue to be afflicted with it. Bart Carlin, ESPN New York.
Tuesday with Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. What will it take for New York baseball to snap out of its funk? Will Mitchell Robinson be a New York Knick tomorrow?
It appears as if Mitchell Robinson has played his last game as a Knick, unless owner James Dolan and the Knicks decide to exceed that second apron. Because if they decide to exceed that second apron, it changes what they can offer Mitchell Robinson.
Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg today at 3 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Skechers elite athlete OG Anunoby has been making history on the basketball court.
Anunoby tips it in. Unbelievable. What a shot.
He's been balling out in Skechers high-performance basketball sneakers, and the world is noticed. But how does OG train off the court to keep in peak physical condition? Hands-free Skechers Slip-ins Aeroburst. They help prepare OG for the physical demands of playing at a championship level. Get your pair of Aeroburst for only $165 at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever high-performance running shoes are sold.
On the biggest stage in the world, FanDuel is changing the game because sometimes your player gets subbed off and your bet goes with them. Not anymore. With FanDuel Super Sub, if your player is subbed out, your bet stays in. That's right. If your player leaves the match, your bet continues on with the substitute. So you're still in it until the final whistle. Visit FanDuel.com/local to get started now. All through this tournament, the betting options on FanDuel bring you straight onto the pitch. Who will score the first goal? How many shots will each team have during the match? It's all right there in the app. And with same-game parlays, you have a chance for bigger payouts. And best of all, with FanDuel, you get paid instantly when you win. Let there be goals this summer on FanDuel. 21 plus and physically present in New York. Start with a gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Monkey Sports, built by players for players, is your one-stop shop for hockey, baseball, lacrosse, and more. Find top-name equipment and expert in-store services like sharpening, break-ins, and relacing. Shop in-store at Monkey Sports in Farmingdale or Woodbridge or online for all the top brands. Whatever your sports, Monkey Sports gets you game ready fast. Monkey Sports, where athletes shop.
At City Harvest, we believe no New Yorker has to go hungry. With your help, we're on the road 365 days a year, rescuing over 77 million pounds of nutritious food and delivering it free to millions of New Yorkers, transforming surplus food into sustenance, sustainability, and smiles, rallying thousands of New Yorkers to power a network of nourishment across our city. One day, one meal, and one New Yorker at a time. That's how we feed good. Donate at cityharvest.org.
Hey, New York and New Jersey, Boost Mobile has an unlimited talk, text, and data plan that's only $25 a month forever, meaning you'll only ever pay $25 a month for the rest of your life. Who wouldn't want unlimited wireless when it only costs $25 a month forever? If you don't, you must be one of those people who enjoy overpaying for their phone plan. $25 a month forever is truly as good as it gets, so go online and switch now at boostmobile.com. After 30 gigabytes, customers may experience slower speeds. Customers will pay $25 a month as long as they remain active on the Boost Mobile Unlimited plan.
It's Rich Eisen for Pella Windows and Doors. Sometimes teams take a timeout to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Pella Windows and Doors always has the winning game plan. They do it every day, and that's why your neighbors trust them. Visit Pella.com/Eisen today. Right now, Pella Windows and Doors of New Jersey is offering buy one, get one 50% off and 0% APR for 24 months. Some restrictions may apply. See store for details. Offer ends June 30th, 2026.
Skechers elite athlete OG Anunoby has been making history on the basketball court.
Anunoby tips it in. Unbelievable. What a shot.
He's been balling out in Skechers high-performance basketball sneakers, and the world is noticed. But how does OG train off the court to keep in peak physical condition? Hands-free Skechers Slip-ins Aeroburst. They help prepare OG for the physical demands of playing at a championship level. Get your pair of Aeroburst for only $165 at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever high-performance running shoes are sold.
Within the last hour, the Warriors have gone from 45-1 to 35-1. They went from 14th to 11th after LeBron announces he will play and he will not be playing for the Lakers. Guess who got in at 45-1? The big fella.
Where did Portland go?
We'll see you next June.
Where did Portland go with the John Morant?
Let's see. They're still at 80-1. That number may have gone up by getting John Morant.
They got to trade some people. Like, once again, Dame Dollar.
Memphis is 750-1 now.
Dame Dollar is going to be back with a short lineup. You know what I mean? When he was at C.J. McCollum, that was the issue. They were too little when they went against other teams.
All right, so right now, as things stand, and it's going to be interesting to see what changes over the next couple of days, because according to Windy, Brandon Ingram is going to be the Raptors' centerpiece in the Kawhi Leonard trade, and the Clippers and Toronto have agreed on player details as they near a blockbuster deal.
They want to get Scotty Barnes to pair.
Oh, God.
Scotty Barnes, Kawhi. And once again, now that's bad news for the for the Knicks, and bad news for potentially, because they always, the funny part is what's crazy to me? When they were doing this trade, they was like, the Raptors prefer to trade Ingram instead of RJ Barrett. I'm like, are you serious?
Really?
Yes. They was like, they refused to come off like RJ Barrett. They said, what people don't realize is that the Raptors are pretty close to the second apron with their pieces. With R.J. Barrett and Quentin, who's the guy that was here? Quickly?
Yeah.
They're
Quickly.
Yeah, they're pretty close to the second apron.
Well, here's the thing. Here's what you're looking at right now. Oklahoma City plus 260. Spurs plus 270. Celtics, third favorite, plus 650. Knicks right now are 8-1. It's not a bad price on the Knicks to repeat. It's not terrible.
The thing is, what is Boston going to do?
That's what
Where does Jaylen Brown go?
When Jaylen Brown gets traded, I cannot imagine that Boston is going to stay at better odds than the Knicks.
Yeah, I can't see that.
I can't see that. And Jaylen Brown's going to get traded.
Whatever you're trading Jaylen Brown for is not going to be better than the team playing with Jaylen Brown.
So the four top favorites are Oklahoma City, San Antonio, Boston, and the Knicks, all right? And the Knicks are the worst of them at 8-1. The next closest is Denver at 22-1. How about that? And then the Heat also at 22-1 now with
Jaylen
Giannis.
Brown to Denver would be crazy. Him and Jokic.
Oh, my God. How about trading him for Jamal Murray? Something like that? I don't know.
Yeah,
anyway.
Jamal Murray and Gordon. You can take Gordon, too.
800-919-3776, 800-919-ESPN. Bart Carlin, ESPN New York. Now, listen, this July 16th through the 19th, that's right. It's the biggest weekend in sports, taking over New York City. Fanatics Fest NYC, puts you at the center of it all. The world's #1 sports fan festival returns to the Javits Center with 500-plus athletes, celebrities, and sports legends all under one roof. Get closer than ever with autographs and photo ops, live panels and podcasts, exclusive merch drops, the tailgate zone, rare collectibles, and nonstop action across every major league. Enter for a chance to win a pair of tickets in the ESPN New York app. Find the contest tile to submit your entry. Let's get Larry in Phoenix up on ESPN New York. Larry, what's going on?
Good afternoon, guys. You guys have a great show, great chemistry. But chemistry isn't enough in baseball, I'm going to tell you right now. Math is a different subject. I want to say congratulations to the Knicks and to Shamet, number one. I want to say that regarding Soto, I have no problem. I'm a big Mets fan. Soto is not the problem at all on this Mets team, okay? The problem is you have 5 guys in the lineup every single night that cannot produce, that don't belong in a major league uniform. I'm sorry. You have a guy like Alvarez who every night, every swing is trying to hit a 5-run homer and hit the ball 700 feet. And someone needs to tell him, you've never done that and you never will. And the other night, they said, cut down on your swing, and Keith said he doesn't know how.
Yeah, they've been saying that.
So,
hey, Larry, to your point, he out there like he Willie Mays Hayes, man. It's crazy because we've been waiting for him and we've been waiting for the Martian on both sides to kind of like to be the player that we perceive them to be, and it just hasn't clicked, man. And at this point, this is year 3, and he still hasn't figured out why he's taking these big ass hacks at the ball. Like, bro,
right.
Let's just hit the ball hard and keep it down.
Okay, but Collins, who is one of my favorite Met managers of all time, made a couple of points the other day. You know, the Mets have to win every game, and they have to play like they want to win every game and play like it's your last game. So when you're up against the Phillies and it's the bottom of the 8th inning and you're down 1 run and you've got the bases loaded, how do you not figure out a way to get Lindor a swing, 1 swing? And you have to put up Mauricio, who's got number 0 on his back?
Listen,
he's a 0.
Listen, I know. I don't know.
I can hear the hurt in Larry's voice.
I don't know why Lindor wasn't good for 1 at bat in that spot, especially when you see him go out and homer last night.
Yeah.
But clearly they felt like it was important to rest him. I'm not defending it. But I look at the rest of this lineup. Bichette, OPS 679. And that's a comeback from where he was. Lindor, OPS 679. Obviously, has spent a lot of the year hurt. Ewing is playing well. He's a kid. Benj, playing all right. But the rest of these guys, Beatty, terrible. I got to watch Sherrod Young at first base? Like, none of this is remotely inspiring, and he's not wrong when he says you got 3 and 4 guys who don't look like they should be in the big leagues anymore. Marcus Semien, you're stuck with, and you made that conscious move. I really am dying to know, was Brandon Nimmo like that bad of a clubhouse guy?
What about Jeff McNeil?
Well, McNeil we knew was a pain in the ass. Like, that happened over a few years.
But sometimes,
you know, like some guys are just. McNeil was the guy where if they won, but he didn't get a hit, he'd be all bummed out. Yeah. You know what I mean? He's that guy. Him being gone, no big deal. Was Nimmo that much of a nightmare?
I think they got that contract. They just didn't like it.
Maybe Nimmo wanted to be captain.
Captain Hustle.
You never know. You never know. You got to sprint to first base when you walk.
You know what's crazy, right? And they're not even talking about baseball. With the Serena Williams return, right? She's coming back, right? For the first time. She's 44 years old.
Yeah, she's playing doubles with her sister, right?
No. She's coming back singles.
She's playing singles, too?
Yeah, she's coming back. She's making her comeback.
Okay, I didn't know that. At Wimbledon, she's playing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think this is singles action.
I thought she was only playing doubles with her sister.
Nah, she did that last week.
Okay.
So, like, when you think about, like, I wonder, like, she took the GLP-1, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder, like, how does tennis players see that as maybe enhancer, right? Because it got her probably to a weight that she couldn't get to without taking it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, she was able to lose the weight, which is going to give her more speed, flexibility, pliability, and stuff like that because the weight's down. So when she started to build back up and start training and maybe stop taking it, now she's small. So, like, it's an advantage because now she's smaller than she's ever been. So it means she's lighter, so then she's more fluid, but she used enhancers to help herself get there because a professional athlete can't use those things. But if you're technically retired, you can do whatever you want. It's almost like, what if I, like, start taking steroids and then cycle off and say, man, I think I'm going to make an NFL comeback. It's not in my system anymore, but I used it to get better than I've ever been.
I don't know the answer to that.
See how nuanced that is?
Yeah, no, I get it.
Like she could,
but if she's not taking it currently,
but remember,
what can you do?
She couldn't lose the baby weight. Remember?
No, I understand. But if she's not taking it currently,
so I know it's so weird because now she's back to high school weight, or she's back to college weight when she first got in. But she's Serena now, so she has the muscle memory and the knowledge. But now she has the body to match the knowledge, which is something that she never had before. Now she probably can't bounce back and recover the same, but she used those shots. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like,
stop trying to take down my GLP-1 brothers and sisters.
it's just like what if a player gets hurt? Technically, he's hurt, and then he takes all this stuff to get back stronger faster, which I think that's what a lot of people do because they don't think they're going to get tested if they're coming off surgery, season-ending surgery. I wonder, like, because Wes Welker came. You remember how fast Wes Welker played?
Mm-hmm.
He hurt his knee and he came back and he was playing in training camp. Come on, man. Like, come on. Like, bro. Like Patrick Mahomes coming back before who just got hurt? Oh, Patrick Mahomes coming back before Neighbors. Neighbors got hurt week 3 of the season.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes, same injury, got hurt 4 months later. This dude been at training camp throwing the ball. And OTAs and running. Neighbors, we don't even know if he gonna start on the PUP list. Took that flight to Germany, huh?
Bart Carlin, ESPN New York. Allegedly.
If you're heading into summer without a medical emergency kit, you're taking a risk most people don't think about until it's too late. Summer colds linger and can turn into sinus infections that last for weeks. Getting sick right now before vacation can derail everything. And when you're traveling, finding a doctor and pharmacy is stressful. That's why I ordered a medical emergency kit. It's like having urgent care and a pharmacy right at home. It includes essential prescriptions like amoxicillin and generic Z-Pak to treat a wide range of common and serious illnesses. So if you wake up sick at home or on the road, you already have what you need. No waiting for your doctor, no hours at urgent care, no pharmacy lines, no copays. Just match your symptoms to the right prescription in your guidebook or call their telemedicine doctor standing by. Start on your meds sooner and feel better faster. Every home needs at least one medical emergency kit. Order yours online in minutes and it's shipped to your door. And save $45 with my promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880. That's promo code 880 at urgentcarekit.com/880.
Hi, this is Don LaGreca. Just like the New Jersey Devils bring intensity on the ice, Viking Pest Control brings the same level of protection to your home. And I know because I use Viking at my own place. The season may be over, but pests are always in play. So it's time to lock in your off-season defense. As the pest control provider and proud partner of the Devils, Viking delivers 45 years of trusted experience to keep ants, cockroaches, stinging insects, rodents, mosquitoes, and more out of your zone. And when you bundle pest control mosquito services, you score big savings. One call, one company, total peace of mind. Visit VikingPest.com, protecting your home inside and out.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
There are a million reasons to love New York. Making your budget stretch isn't one of them. According to an independent study, Amazon prices average 14% lower than other retailers. Get food, fashion, furniture, and more shipped straight to your building. That's how Prime members have saved over $2 billion on grocery and household items. Learn more at aboutamazon.com.
In this business, time matters. You're always looking for ways to be more efficient and stay ahead. We all have our own time-saving hacks. But if you're a business owner, how can you save time hiring? The answer? ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter has a new feature that shows you the most interested, qualified candidates first. Save time and meet great candidates sooner with ZipRecruiter. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/sports. That's ZipRecruiter.com/sports. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Rich Eisen here. Running a small business means every hire matters. A bad hire costs time and money, but the right one helps your business grow. The challenge? Finding that person without sorting through resumes. That's where LinkedIn Hiring Pro comes in. It screens candidates so you can focus on conversations with qualified talent. With Hiring Pro, you can hire with confidence and build the team you need. Join the 2.7 million small businesses using LinkedIn to hire. Get started by posting your job for free at linkedin.com/Eisen. Terms and conditions apply.
The ESPN New York Beach Bash is back. Thursday, July 2nd at Bar A in Lake Como, New Jersey. Head down to the Jersey Shore and join the Michael K. Show and Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg live starting at 1 p.m. Plus, there'll be appearances from DiPietro and Rothenberg, as well as Bart and Carlin. We'll have plenty of giveaways for fans in attendance, a soccer watch party, and the chance to test your skills by trying to kick a soccer goal past Rick DiPietro.
Save DiPietro!
Plus, music from Surfing for Daisy. It's all brought to you by Spike Dave, Boost Mobile, Miller Lite, Fanatics Fest NYC, and New Jersey Lottery. You must be at least 21 years of age to enter.
It's not 107 in Tom's River. It feels like 107 in Tom's River, which, you know what? Just for a second. Exactly. Just for a second. Can we talk about that for a second? Like the wind chill factor
the dumbest thing
or heat index. No. If it feels like it's 107, it's 107. If it feels like it's 12 below, it's 12 below.
32, but with the wind chill, it feels like 30.
Stop. It wouldn't feel that way if it wasn't that way.
It says tomorrow, 95. I'm just waiting for them to say that Thursday one. You talk about back butter. Like is when it's that hot, Thursday, 100 degrees is the high.
100 degrees.
100. Not 100. When we talk about heat, 100.
How about that?
Make sure to bring sunscreen to the beach bash if you're coming out on Thursday.
Are you going to be there?
I hope to be there. I'm going to be here till like past 3 o'clock. So as long as I can get down there with like 4th of July traffic, then I'll make an appearance toward the end.
That sounds like a whole lot of I'm not going to make it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that sounds like a whole lot of I've already plotted out exactly where I'm going to say I got caught in traffic right around exit 102.
No, I'll just go to the Yankees-Red Sox game.
Yeah, or that. Yeah. That would be a vintage Tom move,
I wish you would go out there and try and get one of them Judge, but the ice cream helmet, it'll be a milkshake by the time you get back to your seat.
800-919-3776, 800-919-ESPN. A couple of other things I wanted to bring up here. We had earlier the discussion around the Mets and Soto, and I just want to bring this back for a second. What really bothered me about the whole thing in the first inning last night was just how it looks. When Soto misplays a ball that badly and has what looks like a lack of energy, people are going to look at that and automatically think, well, this guy doesn't care, and this guy's not that kind of player, and this guy's not a good player at all those things. All right, not that he's not a good player at all, but he's not a guy who cares because he's getting paid all this money. And I really think, as far as Soto's concerned, you just have to understand that his personality is not the guy that's going to be like hustling every last second because the game comes so easily to him. But that was a bad misplay and a bad moment. And Bart, the results right now are the results. But for him, it's got to be more about how this looks with the younger players. Like, that cannot be what's going to happen here. That cannot be the biggest thing you're coming away with.
You can't. Like, when you think about Soto, we compared him to Robinson Cano. When you looked at the numbers were excellent, but how it looked to you was different. It's like almost like Eric Dickerson, right? Looked like he was gliding. You're like, man, why you ain't, like, around here, it looked like Ahmad Bradshaw was getting every ounce of energy out of his body. His whole body was running and working. Some guys are just smooth like that. We mentioned OG. Does OG ever look? I'd be surprised when I look at OG and I see sweat on his face. I'm like, damn, he sweats? He don't look like he even moving or even in a hurry or a rush at all. Everything's smooth. You have to argue with the results. And, we have to understand that, production breeds tolerance. Maybe he's not, sometimes your best player isn't your hardest worker, but for every indication we get, Soto works his ass off.
Yeah.
You don't play the way he plays, his approach at the plate, unless you don't study release points, spin a ball. How often do we see Soto sit there and take a pitch and then look at the pitcher like, yeah, I can't wait till you come back to that one, bro.
Exactly. He kind of chuckles to himself.
You're like, yeah.
Go ahead and bring that again.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I still got 2 more strikes I can get.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he does that because he's so great at what he does, man.
But what I worry about, though, is the younger guys. So, last night, and I'm not saying this was a direct result, but when things are going badly, body language and all that stuff is exceptionally important. So Soto misplays the ball, turns around, understands that Ewing's going to get there before he is. So it's not. I didn't think.
So he's
that,
probably it's just a double. It was a single if he caught it. It's a double when Ewing picks it up, and then comes the bloopers.
And then Ewing goes to pick it up and tries to pick it up with his glove and ends up kicking it. And then Soto, to his credit, is running after it. So here's my point. I'm not worried about what Soto's doing. I'm worried about how the other guys are seeing how Soto goes about his business, because he is such a – he's got some Robinson Cano to him, except it's not that he's a lazy player. It's just the style in which he plays is going to come across to people like that sometimes. And right now it's just as important as how it looks for how that guy's going to influence Carson Bench, how that guy's going to influence A.J. Ewing.
Right. I mean, because if you're Bench or A.J. Ewing, man, you're like, man, I get to play with Juan Soto. Juan Soto is everything that every baseball player wants to be. Like, he's not just like one of the best. Like, he's like the best of the best. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you put all his numbers together, people are projecting him to go down as maybe one of the best baseball players ever.
Mm-hmm.
Right? With his numbers and what he's already accomplished. He's been to 2 World Series, won 1. Right? He's probably they're gonna figure this thing out with the Mets. Could win a couple more. He's gonna win some MVPs. He's built for the long haul. Right? And he's still, what is he, like 26?
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't even hit that sweet spot. That
Not really.
28, 29, 30, 31 years. Like, I'm really buying into the next 4 years, 5 years of Juan Soto. Like, and you have to put a particular type of team around him. He provides so much cover, so much protection. Like, when he was with Judge, it was the perfect type of player. And that's who Lindor is supposed to be. But I don't think they meshed. See, like, when he went to the Yankees, he knew, and I think it was a level of respect for who Judge was and what Judge stood for. Lindor, good, not shown that he's one of the best, right? He went to the Yankees when Judge was still like winning MVPs and stuff like that. He comes here, Lindor's good, but he like, bro, I feel like he felt like I'm better than Lindor, and the only thing Lindor can teach me is maybe about how to be a better defender, but I'm better than him. When he was with, so it's like a mutual, it's not the same mutual respect that he has for, like, say, a Judge, where he maybe could be like, man, this dude hit the hell out of the ball. This dude at the plate is just as dangerous as I am. We're going to work well together. I feel like it's a different level of respect that way.
I'll give you a couple of NBA things real quick before we wrap up. Number one, Chris Haynes, who covers the NBA for NBA on Prime, says the Cavs really have strong interest in another reunion with LeBron and finishing his career there.
What can they offer him? They just paid What, they going to get rid of Jared Allen?
Oh, my God. You're going to love this. You're gonna freaking love
Sacramento
this.
Kings.
No. Just separately from the LeBron news today. Guess whose contract became fully guaranteed yesterday?
Kyrie.
Bronny. $2.3 million.
Like, Dad, I'm just going to
I'll tell you what. You can say what you want about LeBron. Some of us are playing checkers and some of us are playing chess, and LeBron's playing chess.
Because you know if he would have said that yesterday, got LeBron ass about it. Take your son with you.
Oh, it would be. Oh, that's fantastic.
They'll tell him to go home, and then Bronny gonna come up there to go to the state. Watch. They're gonna try and be funny. Say, man, we
can't
let you
bring
go.
Bronny to Golden State. Can't do that. Even Steph's gonna look at that like, come on.
Somebody got to carry Steph's golf club. What do you mean? What the hell are you talking about? What are you talking about? When they go play golf together, somebody got to carry the golf clubs.
That is amazing. That Bronny has his contract at $2.3 million become fully guaranteed yesterday. And LeBron today says, oh, yeah, tell the Lakers I'm out.
He'll send his ass
Not that they didn't already know that, but still.
They're going to send his ass right down to the G League. we won't see Bronny.
Probably not, but
ever again.
It is still funny. Like, I can't imagine. I'm kind of surprised the Lakers did that. They fully guaranteed his contract.
But they probably were still hopeful.
Do you think they were? Like, I kind of always got the feeling that the Lakers were done with him.
Nah, they trying to see if he'd take the mid-level exemption, $15 million.
And if it's going to cost us an extra $2 million here, why not?
The Lakers still now they got to figure out to try and sign Hachimura because he's up too.
It's going to be fascinating tonight. 800-919-3776, 800-919-ESPN. It's Bart and Carlin. That'll do it for us. The great Michael K. is up next, followed by Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. It's all this afternoon on ESPN New York.
On the biggest stage in the world, FanDuel is changing the game because sometimes your player gets subbed off and your bet goes with them. Not anymore. With FanDuel Super Sub, if your player is subbed out, your bet stays in. That's right. If your player leaves the match, your bet continues on with the substitute.